I mean?
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
The 1-0 pitch. Bogart swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field. That'll get it done. All the way over the wall. A grand slam to win it. He didn't need it all, but he got it all. And Xander Bogaerts over the fence, his second slam. And the Padres do it the fun way in the bottom of the 12th inning. 7-3 the final score.
What a good call by Jesse Agler. And how about our partner, Tony Gwynn Jr., laying out for that call? Not easy, Scraby. You know he wanted to throw a couple of in there.
I was waiting for the
No, he stuck. He was on, man.
A good partner lays out.
Good partner lays out. Yeah, well done, sir, and well done. Hey, look, the season feels like we've, officially started. The first big moment of 2026 delivered last night by Xander Bogaerts. Welcome into Friar Friday, everybody. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. down at the ballpark, and Matt Scraby. It is Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan. And, that was pretty fun last night. 7-3 over the Rocks, and Xander ends it probably the most dramatic way you can, a grand slam. We can talk about a lot of different things in that game. We will do that, but a few things, Tony, that I wanted to get quick thoughts on from you is everyone's going to remember the grand slam, and we'll talk about it, and that's going to play all the highlights. But there is no grand slam without Luis Campusano, who gets a 2-out RBI double in the bottom of the 11th to keep the game going. There is no grand slam without Manny getting a sac fly in the 10th to bring in the tying run in that inning. There probably isn't even a grand slam without Gavin Sheets making a couple of good catches in the 8th inning. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen, and again, let's start with Vasquez. My goodness, no walks. Who is this guy? And what is he, wearing Vasquez's jersey? Vasquez used to walk 4 guys just, by accident. I mean, now he didn't walk anybody. So there's a lot of reasons why Xander was in position to hit that grand slam. And I just think we should recognize everything that happened last night.
Yeah, no doubt. There was a lot of contributors in terms of how the Padres were. Oh, hold on. I got to put my mic on mute or something because I'm hearing echoes. All right. It's gone.
Echoes are not a broadcaster's best friend or a friend at all. Yeah.
Not at all. No, there was a lot of contributors. I mean, it wasn't the most well played game. There was a lot of sloppiness happening there. But when the Padres had to get the hit they needed, because they trailed in pretty much every situation, they were chasing the run.
Yeah,
and they came up big, and it just took one inning where David Morgan comes in and he gets out of. He doesn't allow that ghost man to score, and then from there, Padres, got themselves in position. Rockies elected to walk the bases loaded, and they paid for it.
Yeah, I want to speak to that a little bit, but first on David Morgan, I kind of felt like he was the last guy that Stamon really wanted to go to, and maybe it was just the way yesterday set up, but look, Estrada had pitched the day before. He went with Bradley Rodriguez in a tie game, and so I was kind of thinking to myself, maybe David Morgan's kind of not the guy that they feel most confident in right now. So I don't know. I might be reading into that, but anyway, he didn't worry about it. When it was his turn to come in, he did the job, and he not only got that scoreless inning, Tony, but he limited them to the 1 run in the 11th inning after Sullivan had the RBI double. So David Morgan was certainly one of the heroes there. But I want to ask you about loading the bases. And I'm asking you, you're a hitter. I pitched. When you load the bases like they did, it forces one thing to happen. And that forces that pitcher, in this case it was Belozo, who was in there for the Rockies. He now has to come in with pitches to Xander. I know that you're trying to set up the double play. I get the strategy behind loading the bases, but you can't be nibbling now. And I think a veteran guy like Xander was well aware of that, and he was ready to roll on that first pitch. Tony, I speak to it a little. I'm not saying that lost the game for the Rockies. I'm saying that that's just not a strategy I always agree with, because it puts the pitcher in a really tough spot now.
I mean, the pitcher's already in a tough spot, right? Because he's coming in with a runner on second base, point blank, right? And so, the Padres, and that it was the right part of the lineup. I mean, you got a lefty on right versus Merrill. He's like, I'll pass on that one. And then you got Manny coming up after. And it doesn't for with Manny, it doesn't matter how he looks or if he hasn't swung the bat well. When he gets into those spots, he's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, you don't want him. Yeah,
I think they've seen enough. They've seen enough on their end before to know they don't want that smoke, and so they elected to load it. And even if listen, at the end of the day, this is the big leagues. If the bases are loaded,
then throw strikes. Yeah, right.
You not only do you have to throw strikes, you got to make pitches. You got to make good pitches.
Yeah,
he did not make one.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's what it really boiled down to.
Yeah, good. Well explained. I'm thinking of it from midweek game against Point Loma Nazarene. I don't want the bases loaded and have to throw strikes to these guys. But you're right. It's the big leagues. Make some pitches. It's not on the manager. You got to get the job done. Campusano's hit was so big. After Laureano comes up, he strikes out. You leave the runner at third. You're like, man, this is, whatever. Campusano saves the day. I thought that was big. Fernando, sacrifice bunt. This is a guy that is a superstar and, has every right to be a superstar, but that helped us win a game. I appreciate Fernando doing that. And I think every fan should understand that that's, sacrifice is the very nature of that word, but you're helping your team win a ball game. And Fernando had a big hit, I thought, in the 10th inning, after Jake comes up and he tries to bunt. Doesn't get the runner over, but Fernando gets a hit to set Manny up for the sac fly. There was just a lot of really key things that happened in those extra innings.
And you had to, lay it down. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they all stepped up and when they needed it most, they got the plays they needed. And that's the type of, no matter how ugly that game was, that's the type of win that you can gain momentum on, right? You kept avoiding that loss, kept scoring that run in the extra innings.
Yeah.
Keep hope alive, and then boom, a grand slam kind of wins it. That'll raise your swag meter up a little bit.
Should carry a little momentum forward. Walker Buehler will start tonight. And Sugano, who's kind of a veteran guy the Rockies have brought in, was with the Orioles last year. He's actually pitched well first couple of starts. I don't know if I'm watching the Rockies and I can say they're a lot better than last year. After all, they made 2 or 3 errors in one inning. They tried a few different times to give that game away. But it looks like they got a bullpen for the first time maybe in the history of the franchise. So, that is going to keep them in some games. And I agree, Tony. I thought it was a fun game. It wasn't a perfect game, but it was a fun game. I know that the home plate umpire would rather probably have, a different result. I want to speak to that because I'm sure a lot of people are like, man, what's up with these big league umpires? Can't you ever get a call right? And there was, I think, 15 challenges last night. There was quite a few.
20, I think.
20, yeah. So even worse. And I just want to speak to it. There was maybe of the 20, 1 or 2 that were legit wow, how'd he miss that one? It was right down the middle. The other 18 were right on the corner of the ball of the zone or an eighth of an inch off. And I think we're being overly critical of the umpires. The players are getting better at when to call them and when not to, and they were right an awful lot last night. But I see where people are thinking, this is undermining the game and get us some umpires who can call some pitches right. I think that's an unfair thing to say. I do.
That's a bridge too far, but both things can be true because, yes, he missed some ones that were right down the middle, but he also missed some that were kind of off the plate, 2.5, 3 inches yesterday. He had a few of those too. Okay. He had a bad night, and at the end of the day, that's okay. Some of these players have bad nights often, and so I think we can acknowledge that he had a bad night, but we also can acknowledge that it didn't really matter. The challenges did what they were supposed to do. It didn't have an impact like it would have because hey, you guys were like, nah, that ain't right, and boom. They changed. He was getting them overturned quite often. So, it's okay. I would say that it's actually better this way, right? He can have his bad day, and it doesn't affect the game in the way it used to. And he can also still be getting better at the same time having a bad day.
Yeah, I think he got in his head for a little while there, though. I think he started even questioning himself, like, is this a strike? I don't know. Okay.
You know what else I know? Just as I'm kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
You had less barking because those calls were getting overturned, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The game was able to kind of flow. He wasn't in his feelings in terms of hearing the barking from both sides at that point, and the game turns a little bit kind of nasty, right? He was able to just kind of, all right, man, I got this other one overturned. Let's try it again. And I just thought as far as ugly as the actual baseball was at time, the mechanics of it flowed very nicely because the calls weren't affecting the game in the way that you normally would have.
One last thing to say, and Scraby wants to jump in, but I think the one thing I'll say, and it was Nick Lenz was the home plate umpire, and he's a veteran, and he's one of those guys who I believe Mike Winters was sitting with me and the former ump, and he said Nick's had a couple of perferent games in his career.
Yeah, no, he's had some good ones.
Right,
this isn't a normal thing for him.
Yeah, he's normally really good. But the thing I liked about Nick Lenz is, he didn't get exasperated really. He took the mic, but
there was some frustration.
Well, dude, they challenged 20 calls.
I don't know.
Did you think he was exasperated?
No, I didn't know how it was coming off on TV. It didn't seem like he was frustrated at all here at the game.
Okay. All right.
I think he just took it.
There, so.
He took his mask off and said they're challenging. That's I thought he handled it well. I got one last thing in the final minute of this first segment.
We're already at the clock. There's no final minute at 12.
You're going to have to wait to hear what gem of a thing I had to say for when we come back. Gavin Sheets will be our Friar Friday guest. Don't go anywhere. Gwynn and Chris is underway on 97.3 The Fan.
It's Tony Gwynn.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say. I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Friar says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it. With dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now, I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, put me on, put me on, put me on. And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Friar says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that.
2:17 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello. Padres first baseman / outfielder Gavin Sheets will join us for our Friar Friday. But before we get into anything, there was something that was just magnificent that Chris Ello had to get.
It was unbelievable. I mean, really, and for it to be delayed like that.
Hopefully you remember it.
I what? Yeah,
Hopefully
I don't.
You remember
that's
it.
That's a fair point. A lot of times we do forget. Now, I wanted to say something that we've seen for every April in the history of Petco Park, but it was, back on display, I thought most noticeably last night, Tony, and that is the ball that leaves the bat at about 300 miles an hour and sails toward the center field fence and then dies in the glove of the center fielder before he even gets to the warning track. I give Brenton Doyle credit. He somehow got it over that center field fence. But there was at least a half a dozen balls last night hit by both sides, mostly the Padres, I think, though, that would have been out of the ballpark on a sunny Sunday afternoon, during the month of June or July. And I bring it up because, we go through this every year, Tony. We sit here in April and we go, God, the Padres aren't hitting. They can't hit. They don't, but a lot of those balls are hit well. It's got to be frustrating to the batter because to me, a lot of those balls look like they're going to go out. And I immediately say, no, they're not going to make it.
What's interesting about this group is that, and I don't know if it's just this group, but it used to be like a point of conversation when I played here in 2009, 2010. I very rarely hear these guys talking about it. I think at the end of the day, they recognize that it's April. It's probably a little bit of May as well. So, it is what it is. You better, if you're going to hit a ball out of the ballpark, you better hit it like Xander or you better hit it like Doyle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to be, making long outs and making right turns back to the dugout a lot of times. So, I think we should just all come to accept April, May. If somebody's hitting the ball out of the ballpark in those months, just know that they're hammering the baseball.
Yeah. I could look at, I think it was Rumfield and for Colorado. I mean, he hit one last night that he must have rounded first going, That
He
would have been
definitely
into
thought
the
it was-
upper deck at Coors Field, and it wasn't even close here.
Not here, son.
Yeah, go back.
Not
Go
here,
sit down.
son.
Anyway, I just wanted to remind everybody because we're always critical of the Padres offense in April. And I think that's one of the reasons why it looks that way. Those balls are home runs much of the year. They're just not now.
They definitely it's definitely something that, is apparent this time of year. It's funny you brought it up. I didn't mention it on air, but it was definitely going across my mind like, dang.
Yeah.
Ball. I thought that ball was hit better than that.
Yeah, right.
It was like 6 times I said that to myself.
That's why I brought it up. Exactly.
My fantasy baseball team said that too, and Jackson's got hit by the Marine layer.
First inning.
I thought Jackson got his.
First inning.
Left, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys want the?
Oh, we got lineups. Is that what that is?
Yes. With the new City Connect jerseys on, they are featuring Xander Bogaerts on their Twitter post.
By the way, I heard that the City Connect jerseys boosted Petco Park sales yesterday to 2 times more than they've ever had on any day previously.
Wow. Where'd you hear that?
I read it on a very reputable source. I think Ken Rosenthal reported it. So I'm going with
I can't believe it. So
they reported it and said, look, man, we sold so much stuff. People are out there buying these jerseys already. So
no doubt. The jersey, fun fact, no buttons.
Yep.
Pull over.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Jesse's a big fan of that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it myself. Yes, do we want to give the lineup? Is that what you guys want me to do here?
Yeah, we can do the lineup right now.
All right, let's do the lineup. Ramon Laureano back in that leadoff spot. Toddy, Merrill, Machado, Bogaerts, Sheets, Andujar, Campusano back behind the dish, and Cronenworth in the 9 spot.
I'm starting to get a little. I was going to say giddy.
A little.
Well, I was about to say giddy,
about
and
Campusano?
then I brought it back. I'm just going to say hopefully giddy. He's coming up with some hits here, and I'm just so happy for that. And I hope it continues and it leads to something. And, we can see something like the Campusano that has, torn apart the minor leagues these last few years. And if for no other reason, Tony, that because the fans around here, and you know who you are, not all of you, but so many who have just totally obliterated this guy. And I would just love to see him, have some success. I really would.
I feel the same exact way. I want to see him kill it. And it's starting to come. And I think he's got the right manager, right people. I think he's got a good hitting coach that is working with him. And he's making strides, man. He's making strides. He's had already a couple big changes. He had a huge leg. He had a leg kick. He had a step. A tap, and now he's just kind of picking it up, hitting the ball hard, doing his thing. So I'm happy for him. I want to see him continue to succeed.
Me too. Put me on that list.
But Walker Buehler though, he's third start. Didn't have. He had a decent one his first. Got away from him. Second one was tough. 2 2/3 innings pitched. Kind of put the bullpen in a rough spot. Love to see him have a good outing tonight.
I read something about what he was saying, and he's saying since he's working on such a different throwing motion with Ruben, and that he has the feel for 2 innings, but he can lose the feel. So he feels like the more that he pitches in games, the more he's going to get used to this new delivery, and he'll figure it out. Hopefully.
I didn't see that, but I love the fact that he has gone into detail about some of the things he's working on and trying to get the feel, and he is trying to do it in real time. I mean, he's trying to. This is a pitcher that he's never been before, and so he's trying to do that on the fly. And if you lose feel, all of a sudden you can't sign the zone. It's tough to kind of hone in on that.
I think Walker Buehler's got to be smart, and I think he is smart. And I don't think you just lay the ball right down the middle. Obviously, these are big league hitters, but you can use this ballpark to your advantage in April. Let him swing from the heels and fly out to, right field all night. I think especially Colorado, a team that is used to just, getting the ball in the air and circling the bases. I think a lot of these guys come in here and they think, they're trying to hit home runs. So I think you can hopefully use that against them. The Rockies are still the Rockies, and I think you can tame them tonight. And And
Let me say this
keep
about the
going.
Rockies.
Yeah.
I can't help but watch them in at least the first game and think, man, it seems way better than last year. They look like they're walking in like thinking at least, oh, we got a chance to win this game today. Never felt like that yet last year when I watched them play. It looked like they knew they weren't good. They knew they didn't have a chance to win, and that is how they play. At least yesterday, they faking it until they make it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they look like a baseball team that can compete with anybody.
Faking it until they make it. I like it. That's well said, and we'll see how long they have that attitude.
You know,
but for now they do.
You know who had a huge hit for the Rockies last night? Brett Sullivan. And Sam and I were talking
for him.
Sam and I were texting this morning about the game last night, and he reminded me that Brett Sullivan was traded to the Pirates for Bryce Johnson to come back to San Diego after already leaving, and then he left, Pittsburgh and went to the Rockies. But I've always liked Brett Sullivan.
That was a big hit.
Yeah, I always liked him.
And I was glad to see him make the team.
I enjoyed Sully when he was here for sure.
He made the team by hitting like 700 in spring training.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he barged his way.
It was not guaranteed at all, and he snatched that backup job.
He barged in there. Good for him on that. It's a good start to the weekend for sure. I'm looking at, the Diamondbacks did win yesterday, but Corbin Carroll, I don't think he's on the injured list yet, Tony. He's sitting out a second consecutive game today. He's got a little bit of a hip or something, contusion. So, we keep eyeing that a little bit.
I'll tell you what, I was surprised how fast he had that hamate surgery.
Yeah, he came back quick from that.
And he came back pretty quick. And then I saw this dude like pulverizing the baseball with like a whole new finish.
He doesn't,
two hands.
He's just good, I think.
I'm surprised. I mean, most guys who have a hamate, even when they come back, like it takes you a while to build up your strength again in your hand. But it doesn't seem to bother him, but now he's got a hip. I didn't see that.
Pittsburgh 2-0 over the Cubs earlier today. Brian Reynolds
Hearn with a big knock there. I saw that.
He set that up, and then Reynolds hit the home run to follow it up. So that's the day baseball today, and we got the Masters going on too, Tony. I know that Scraby's keeping a close eye on the scoreboard because he's on it.
Patrick Reed is on there?
Oh, my God. He's right there at the top. I mean, I think it's Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy are tied for the lead.
I really wish that I was Patrick Reed, I guess.
Scraby's got the guy he loves the most and the guy that he is are top two on the list right now.
It's funny. I went to the barbershop today and got a cut, and I was and my man Patrick Reed's face popped up. And I turned to the barber. I was like, this is who we say Scraby is all the time. It really bothers him. He looked, he said, oh, it does kind of look like Scraby.
Oh, it looks like you. You don't
have a beard. He does not.
Not anymore. But when you first looked like you, he had the beard, and that's where it became. Because you're right, he's clean shaven today. But when he had that beard, Scraby, you couldn't tell the two of you apart.
Is it like the skinny guy double chin that he has?
It's you guys' round face.
Little round face. But yeah, it's just the whole package.
You just have that smug look about you guys all the time.
Yeah. Rory's actually gone up. Yeah, sorry about that. Rory's gone up by one shot. He's 7 under. Reed's 6 under. Tommy Fleetwood is also 6 under. So pretty good leaderboard.
I would love for nothing more than Rory to blow this and then have to face the music and run away.
Oh, that would just.
I'm going to cheer for him to run away.
That would serve my.
He doesn't owe the media anything after what they put him through.
That would serve my timeline perfectly. And who'd be best to run him down on Sunday, don't you, Tony?
Who that?
Brooks Koepka lurking 4 shots off the lead right now.
See, I don't mind Brooks anymore because he's not that good anymore.
I'll tell him you said that.
Unless he walks down Mr. McIlroy, he might not be saying that anymore.
I think he's actually like 3 under or something.
He is. That's what I said. He's 4 back. He's doing okay. Yeah, he's 4 back. Schauffele's in there at -1 if you're wondering about him. And Scotty Scheffler 74 today, which for him is pretty – not good for him. He's at even par. He's going to make the cut, but he's going to have a lot of ground to make up this weekend. I don't think our guy JJ Spawn is going to make the cut.
Ooh, that was my choice for winning. I really thought he was going to win because
he's coming into it hot, and it hasn't gone his way. So there's your Masters update, guys.
Chris, do you ever?
Let's get the break.
Okay, never mind.
Let's get the break for Scraby. You about to take us over?
Yep.
Let's get the break. On the other side, Gavin Sheets joins us.
Nope.
Nope.
Countdown.
Oh, that's right. Countdown.
Yes.
What are we doing again on Countdown before we go to break?
We got to. I think it's a fun one today. Can choose any athlete, past or present, that you would like to be for one day, and you can perform or have the skills that they had for that one day. Who would it be?
Word up. All right, there you go. There you have it. Countdown on the other side. We're going to go.
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yeah.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was a simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Well, they could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt if they can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's two left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Where's your emergency? Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
Time.
Well, when it comes to the fourth time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, you're right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her. Yeah.
Kidding.
I'm like,
I'm
ma'am,
kidding.
Are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The 2 cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to that and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have,
something.
You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get you know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know.
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know. If you're at Claremont Mesa and Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not gonna turn, but that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light,
with
even
running
under
the light.
these circumstances. Well, I think
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you are right. And the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and
then nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And All right, good day to be with us. It's Friar Friday. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. And Mr. Scraby visited the booth last night. And three-man booth last night, although I don't know that they opened Trey's microphone. He was
Trey
there.
was in the booth.
Yeah, he was there hanging out with Pops and Jesse and, of course, old Dave lording over the pack there at the top.
Dave lording over the pack.
Yes,
is
it was fun to visit the booth last night and stayed to the ball game. Of course, you know me, I'm old. 10 innings, I was out of there. And but I got to my car, walked all the way to my car, it's a pretty good walk to the tailgate lot.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a 10-minute walk. And got in to go home, could not find my phone. And one of those scary things, so I had to go back to the ballpark while the game was going on.
Oh, wait, you walked all the way to the tailgate part.
Right, found out my phone wasn't back. I walked all the way back to the ballpark, walked up to the press box again, couldn't find it. Finally had to turn around and just admit that it was probably in the car. And so I walked all the way back and located it. Next time you lose your phone, look between the seats and... You know how they slide? There's always a very thin area this big that only your phone can slide down into.
Yes.
That's where it'll be.
They have guards for that.
I know. All right. People have that, in their cars. I don't care for that guard.
Tony has not realized that we're back yet.
He's not there.
He's holding court with Jesse and
I thought I was just wasting time.
Stop spreading fake news. I knew you guys were back.
Yes, he was getting information.
With a good conversation about these calls that we've seen in terms of blocking the bases.
That is a good call. Yeah, he was doing a little research.
I was just making sure.
Okay. You guys didn't need me for that conversation. You guys were just going back and forth. So
I was just telling. He knew that he didn't have to jump in while I was walking to my car to look for my phone last night.
Someone said, "Find my iPhone" does exist, but how is he supposed to find his iPhone when he doesn't
have
an
have the phone?
iPhone?
That's exactly my thought, because my wife said the same thing. She goes, "Why don't you just call your phone?" I'm like,
"Where am I supposed to find a payphone these days?"
Well, no, even if I borrow somebody's phone to call my phone, if I'm not there,
this is how they get you to buy the watch. This is exactly how they get you to buy the watch.
Good call, Tony. Yeah,
true. That is very true.
Yeah, well, I'm not falling for it. Not falling for it. All right, we'll keep you up to date on the Masters here, and as they're coming up on the end of the second round, and it is Rory on top by one.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Rory McIlroy. You're the best golfer ever to lace him up.
Ears are clogged.
Is
also
in the
the
lead.
softest golfer to ever lace him up.
And the whiniest.
I can't wait till he wins the second Masters.
Yeah, that's the only way that he'll talk to the media afterwards. Otherwise,
okay, all right. I'm gonna crush anyone that Chris likes that doesn't talk to the media.
I don't have people like that because I don't like people who don't talk to the media. Okay. I think people ought to face up to it.
Right.
All right, let's get to today. We got a fun countdown. It's going to be take yourself back, past or present, depending on how far you want to go back. But for one day, you can be any athlete in any sport, and you can do what they're capable of doing. Who would you choose and why?
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
This isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is The Countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, one more quick note before we get to it. Coming up at some point during the show today, you're going to have a chance to see Padre baseball. We're giving away a couple of tickets to the Padre Mariners game on April 15th. That's next Wednesday's game. And for all of you, layer up for cool coastal nights. The Padres puffer vest, presented by State Farm, will be given away to the first 40,000 fans next Wednesday. You'll have a chance to win tickets and get yourself a puffer vest a little bit later on this show today.
Okay.
Scrape, you got anything you want to start off on the countdown, or you want me to? You want Tony? Who's going here?
I could start.
Number 5.
You guys probably have better ones because I tried to identify a person out there. I would like to just know how it feels just for one day.
All right, you don't have to name a person, just be the.
I have mostly named people.
Gotcha. What do you got?
My number 5 is I would love to be Mike Tyson for a day.
Tyson. I
just
like
to
it.
know what it's like just to
but in the
knock
day,
someone out.
Right, not today, but in his prime, when he could just walk out and just
when just one punch and he goes down. I would love to feel what that feeling that would be.
Good one, Scrape. So you're getting the spirit of this.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's he was totally indestructible. In fact, I would say Buster Douglas, beating Mike Tyson still has to be a top 10 upset in the history of sports.
It's got to be the number 1 upset.
You
Maybe
think
not.
so?
No, 16-1 is probably the biggest upset, the Virginia one. But
yeah,
this I mean that upset was huge.
Yes, nobody can touch Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Good one, Scrape.
Thank you.
All right, Tony, ready for?
I'll go second. I'll go second.
All right.
I would like to be Michael Johnson in his prime.
Ooh. Took one of mine.
I think
one of mine.
I think being able to be the fastest man in the world in the 400 and the 200, I think would be like pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
That would be sweet. Just to know what it's like to fly.
Was it 40? Was it 43 seconds?
43.18. And the reason I know is because I just looked it up.
To run around the track in 43 seconds is just ridiculous.
Chris is really upset.
I'm not upset. I'm just amazed that of all of the people on the world, we had the same one. I had Michael Johnson also, so I'll just use it as my number 5. Just a couple of things to add to what you just said about being Michael Johnson. You get to wear the gold sneakers. Remember the gold cleats?
Gold sneakers.
You'd love those. But secondly, I've always been the slowest guy in the schoolyard. And for once to be, and I think it had to be the 400 because I thought about Usain Bolt, but that goes too fast.
That's too fast.
Michael Johnson, you get to run and you just start reeling guys in and just putting them away and you're just running on air. Just to do that once would be incredible.
The way he ran the curve was it was like he was shot out of a cannon by the time he got to the straightaway.
Wow. And I will just one last thing. I was at San Diego State back in the day. Tony, you remember when the next outside the right field foul line of the baseball stadium was a half-mile dirt track. Do you remember that track?
I don't.
Okay, well, it was a dirt track. It was a half mile around and went all the way.
They haven't developed that area yet.
No, they get out of here. It was there when I was there, so it's already developed.
Were you foraging when you saw this?
Yeah, you're taking away from the glory of this story.
Okay.
Standing there one day, minding my own business, and I'm watching the people jog around the track, mostly students, and here comes somebody absolutely going the speed of like Superman running. And I'm transfixed at how fast this person is going. And it turned out it was the famous distance runner, Mary Decker, working out on that track. And it gave me a thought of how fast Olympians actually run, to actually see it up close. And Michael Johnson would be another low. All right. So that's our number 5. Good. Number 4.
All right.
Number 4.
I don't really have someone that I want to be in this case, but I would love to drive IndyCar or F1. I would love to.
Mario Andretti for a day.
Sure. I would love to drive IndyCar. Okay. It would be awesome. I grew up watching it. My grandpa's from Indianapolis. He made me the fan that I am.
You can be Helio Castronueves.
Hiro Castroneves.
Nevis, the Spider-Man or whatever, right?
No, that's Dario Franchitti.
Oh, one of those.
Dario
guys.
Franchitti is the
Listen
guy
to
who
you,
like
Gravy.
Dario Franchitti like jumps on the fence. One of my favorite names in racing and IndyCar is Will Power. I think that's an awesome.
Be him.
I'll be Will Power then. How about that?
But you want to be able to, I never thought a whole lot of the IndyCar thing and the athletes and what makes them amazing until the day we had the guy on from NASCAR.
Yeah.
And he explained to us that what they are able to do is something that is unnatural to the rest of us, which is go too fast. And then instead of taking your foot off the brake, go faster.
But see, that's what I love.
But they're able to do that. Last note, Helio Castroneves, Neves, nickname Spider-Man.
He was?
Yeah.
I thought it was Dario Franchitti.
Wrong.
Is Dario Franchitti the one married to Ashley Judd, or is it Helio Castroneves?
Tony, number 4. I don't know. Scraby's lost me.
Ashley Judd husband.
Number 4 on my list.
It's Dario Franchitti.
Okay, but hey, Castroneves is Spider-Man.
Thank you for pronouncing it right.
Number 4 on my list is Deion Sanders.
Oh, good.
I didn't even think about him.
Able to play 2 sports and play it at the level that he played it at.
Yeah.
If he were in my body, I would have put a little bit more work on the baseball side, and then I could have been like an all-star in both, all-pro in one and the other. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be pretty sweet to play professionally.
You've seen the 30 for 30 where he plays
Oh,
both in the one day. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It is sweet.
Good call, Tony.
I didn't even think about that, but that's a great one.
Yeah.
To be prime time for one day.
I mean,
to be him in 94. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. That's my number 1.
Going back to like Atlanta, getting that pick 6, going 100 yards.
Yeah.
High stepping.
All the way.
Wait a minute with this here.
Yeah.
As he's talking to the sideline as he's running down.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
Can't beat that.
That would be.
All right. Speaking of arrogance, in a good way, but my number 4 would be Larry Bird, and I'd want to be Larry Bird in February of 1986. Now, it's not because Jordan's on the, I thought of Jordan, but I went for Larry Bird for one reason, Tony, because in 1986 at the All-Star Challenge, they had the very first 3-point shootout. And to have the confidence of Larry Bird to walk into the locker room with some of the best players in the league and say, hey, who's finishing second today? And then go out there, not even take off your warm-up, and make 24 of 25 from 3-point range, and then walk off the floor and go home.
This is how he walked off.
With the arm, yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, the confidence that man had, and then to be able to back it up. What a feeling that had to be.
That's the coldest part is my man didn't even take off his warm-up top.
No.
He said, who's finished in second place? And I'm not taking my warm-up top off.
Wow. And then I think he might have missed 1, Tony, or 2, but he was just unbelievable. Bird's skill was so off the charts. So that was on my list.
Number 3.
All right, my number 3 is, you guys are going to laugh, but
maybe
I think it would be fun to be Babe Ruth for a day.
Okay.
You get to drink, you get to eat hot dogs, you get to smoke cigars, you get to hit a bunch of home runs.
And then you waddle around.
And then you waddle around the bases. I think that would be amazing. Babe Ruth seemed like he had the life.
I think so.
Yeah. I'll just
how about
be Babe Ruth.
How about being Babe on one of those train rides from New York to Boston, and then
he's got like his brandy next to him.
He'd had the brandy, he would have the cigar, he would have had a card game, he would have had what a life he was living.
Many ladies around
probably
him.
a few a few hangers honors there.
So Babe Ruth.
All right, Babe's good. Tony,
Diesel.
Oh,
Shaq.
Diesel.
Like, come on, dog. Like, you get the ball.
Diesel.
You got 3 dudes like hanging on you. You're still strong enough to go in and you're strong enough to bring down rims. Like, they had to change the whole how they set up the rim because you're in there. They got to have backup hoops because you're in town. I mean,
yeah, no.
Shaq was. I saw my man Chet. My man from the Oklahoma City.
Holmgren, yeah.
Holmgren say that him and SGA would smoke Kobe and Shaq, and I think Kevin Durant hopped on Twitter and was like, basically Shaq would eat you, man. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think
you would.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do nothing with Shaq.
Chet Holmgren's like so
They-
skinny.
They literally had NBA teams at that time had 3 centers on their team
just to
for
try to
fouls.
keep up with Shaq. Yeah.
Yes,
That is funny.
I would love
There's
to
a
be
great
Shaq.
clip of him
That's a
when
great
the one where he dunks over the poor
Dudley. Oh,
Dudley. Yeah.
Dudley.
Dudley's from San Diego, so I don't want to rip him if he's nearby because it's a moment, but he just dunks on him and then just moves him out of the way like he's
Hey,
like
I
a
remember
4'7"
Dudley
guy.
So, he
And
was so
Dudley
mad.
was
He took that ball and
Threw it at
threw it
him.
at his.
Shaq was just too big. All right, number 3 for me is way off the beaten path, but I'm going with Matti Nikkanen. He's regarded as the greatest ski jumper of all time.
Wait a second.
I want to be him for one
no
day.
desire to do this.
What in
at
the
all.
world? You didn't like ski jumping.
I would love to have the guts to be able to do it.
I guess that's the skill that he has. Yeah. Okay.
Right. He's a ski jumper. I just to be able to do it. And then if I'm going to do it, I might as well be the best to ever do it for one day. Flying through the air like that. Wouldn't that be a rush? I mean, you don't think you could do it, but if I get to be it for one day, I'd throw him in there. So I looked up who's the greatest ski jumper and his name popped up.
What was it again?
Matti Nikkanen. He's a Finnish guy and he won 4 gold medals and all kinds of other stuff.
All right.
That's my
He's
number
a
3.
what guy?
Finnish. He's from Finland.
Finland. Is that what they're called? Finnish?
Yes, they are.
Yes. We'll move on.
Learn something new
Number
every day.
2.
People from Denmark are Danish?
Danes or
Yep,
Danish,
Danes.
yes.
I know that one. I never heard Finnish though.
Or Finns. You can just be a Finn.
You think they're Dolphins fans?
Hope so.
All
They need
right.
it.
My number 2 is actually an NFL position, but it's not quarterback or wide receiver. I would love to be Tom Brady. I would love to be Jerry Rice for a day. But I play defense, and I absolutely love Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed.
But yeah,
I
we
just
know
saw
you
him
love
on
Patrick
TV.
Reed.
I
We
just
know
saw
you
him on
love him.
TV.
It's
That's
your,
why I
it's
said
your
it.
doppelganger.
I said I saw it on TV.
You already are Patrick Reed.
Patrick Willis is who I meant to say.
Oh.
Patrick Willis just
From the
destroyed
49ers.
people as a linebacker. There's one hit he made on a New York Jet. I feel like the Jet is still on the field to this day because he has no idea.
If I
where he
played
is,
middle
but-
linebacker for one day, I'd go for Singletary, but I see what you're saying.
yeah, Patrick. Hey, why do I keep saying Patrick Reed? You guys got me.
Hey, I don't know if you saw this, but Patrick Reed, he did or not Patrick Reed. We got
Willis?
me saying it now. Willis Reed. Not Willis.
Patrick
Reed.
Willis Reed now.
Patrick Willis. He was on a couple podcasts. He has some great stories about some of his former crazy 49er teammates.
Oh, I
that
gotta
he
go
played
listen
with.
to them.
I think you would enjoy it.
Oh, I would.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Like, come on, like
Get one day.
just
Might as well.
one day to be able to be him in his prime.
That
I
had to be
think that
good.
would be that'd be.
But you
just-
get the whole day. So at the end of the day, you got to go shopping at midnight with your sunglasses on because
That's,
you don't want
that's
anybody
fine.
to
You're
see
not you're not tired. Apparently, Michael Jordan didn't sleep, so it doesn't
He did
matter what
not
time
sleep.
it is.
you. Good point.
Is that why his eyes are constantly red these days?
Maybe,
That
maybe
and the
it's caught up
scotch
to
he's
him now.
holding. Yeah.
Number 1.
No, I'm at number
Oh,
2.
sorry,
Real quick.
sorry.
I'm going to go with Andre Dawson, circa 1987.
The Hawk.
The Hawk, because there's 2 things that he did that I would love to do one time. And one is to be able to throw from right field, like the warning track to third base on the fly. I can't understand what that must feel like. Tony probably has some idea. And the way, Hawk could go deep. I mean, he hit 49, I think, the one year and for the Cubs. And I've always talked about wanting to hit home runs. So I put him together as one day of a good Andre Dawson day.
Number 1.
Mine is number 1. I would love to be Tiger Woods, the golfer, for the day.
All right.
Year 2000, maybe, when he was at his height, when he was about to win the career Grand Slam in one season. I would love to be able to know what it feels like to strike a ball exactly how you want to every time you swing. Tony?
I just saw something I got to tell y'all about after. Number 1 on my list would be a mix between Tony Gwynn Sr. and Barry Bonds.
The perfect hitter right
The
there.
perfect hitter there. Yeah.
If one isn't available to be had for that day, the other one will be. I think either one. Like I would love to know what it felt like to know I was going to get at least 2 hits a day. I'd also like to know that there was not a pitcher on the planet that could beat me in like there was for Barry. So yeah, I like that. I like both of them. Or to know that I can hit a ball like Barry, I can hit a ball out anywhere on this field. Doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm in range.
Chris, you have time. I'm not going to let.
No, I'm the same as you. I go Jack Nicklaus just against your Tiger Woods, but either way, to have the ability to control a golf ball for one day the way the best do, I would even settle for Patrick Reed. I mean, just somebody of that skill level for one day to go out on a golf course and have that ability. That's a feeling I can't imagine.
I mean, neither.
All right, there's our countdown. More Gwynn and Chris coming up.
Every hit, every trade.
hour. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby. Scraby was in the break hating on the NBA. You guys both be hating on the NBA a little bit now. That's unfortunate, you know.
I'm looking forward to the playoffs when I can love the NBA again.
Coming up for you.
That's good. It's good. Yeah, it's not a moment too soon. I think your guy though, Adam Silver, needs to do something, Tony. And I'm not the commish, but Luka Doncic, as it stands now, is not going to be eligible to be on the All NBA team. Nor is Victor Wembanyama. They're both 1 or 2 games short of the 65. Huh?
I said Cade Cunningham, too.
Cade Cunningham, he won't make it either. 62 games. Kawhi needs 1 more. Jokic needs 1 more. I know why they had to put the rule in, whatever. But now I think the NBA is like hurting themselves. I mean, SGA is going to be the MVP because no one else can be.
I think
that's not good. That didn't work out the way they intended.
I think that there's going to be unintended consequences for it. The fact of the matter is, if I take you guys back before they instituted that rule, guys were winning awards. That's right. Guys were winning awards, playing half the season. That wasn't acceptable. And in this case, you know, I think there should be some exemptions. I think Luka is going to end up missing part of this because I think he left to go take care of a custody issue with his daughter.
Yep, that's true.
I think Wembanyama obviously had an injury that kept him out. Cade Cunningham had his lung collapsed. So these aren't resting issues. These are actual injuries. And so I think if you're within 5 games and you had an actual injury, I think there should be an exemption. Unfortunately, they may not get that in there in time. I don't know if they do have one or they don't have one. And these guys are going to pay the consequence of it. I think it may need to happen in order for that to then happen, in order for them to come up with something that kind of addresses that particular problem. But I think the rule in itself needs to stay put. You know, I think that, you know, although it sucks that Luka and Cade Cunningham and some of the other guys you named are going to end up missing out, I don't know that you should now backtrack and figure out something else.
It doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to me to say that you need to play 65 games, but if you have a collapsed lung, the games you miss there will not count.
Right.
I mean, that just doesn't seem that hard to do. If you want to tell me you have a sore ankle, then that is going to count. Sorry. We can't confirm that. But a collapsed lung, a dealing with a custody issue to save your child.
Get like a doctor's note for that collapsed lung.
Well, yeah, I know you're getting into that kind of territory, but you know,
I'm agreeing with you.
It's just they're going to have to figure something out.
I agree. They need to figure something out. I just think it's those type of situations. There just has to be kind of some type of fix for it.
Let's go back to what you said, Tony. That did Chet Holmgren really said that he and SGA would whoop Shaq and Kobe? What world is he living in here? That's crazy.
To be fair, I saw it scrolling. You know, these people make up fake things all the time. Okay. So he may not have actually said that. So don't run with that.
Well, let's just say he did.
For the sake of
just say he's really, really dumb.
Reportedly said.
Let's just say he's really, really dumb. I don't know. I really, you know, I really want to like SGA, but I can't until he just stops flopping and pushing off. And I guess I sound old school, get off my lawn, but you know, I didn't see, you know, Kobe doing that kind of stuff. I just didn't. And I'll be honest with you, Tony, this is getting to our level now. I'm seeing kids in high school that are just flat out flopping now. And, you know, we have to start calling it because that's what they see in the pros. And I just wish they didn't have to take after that because that was nothing I ever even thought about doing as a player, and I doubt you ever did.
I don't know, man. We saw Vlade Divac. Flopping's been around for a very, very long time. We've had some.
Now you're going Vlade on me.
Well, his name is Floppy Divac.
We've had some serious flop. I mean, Reggie Miller was known for embellishing his fouls as well. I mean, there was a lot of flopping going on in the 90s. Okay. I think these guys have learned to perfect it, and they make it really hard on officials to get in real time. But I don't know. I think, that it was inevitable. I mean, I certainly remember playing at Poway High, playing against Torrey or somebody, and dudes flopping around all the time.
Not in my game, Tony. You're lucky I wasn't reffing. No, I'm kidding. Probably would have missed it looking the other way, knowing my situation. So, well, Miles Byrd, Providence. To think of that, Tony Gwynn Jr.
They must have gave him a bag, man.
It's got to be. Ziegler put the numbers 1.5 and 2 million in the story. I don't know how close that is, but
there you go. Yeah, listen, man.
He had to get that to go to Rhode Island. Come on,
you have to.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Providence is not. It's not the Providence of old.
No,
this team hasn't been good in a little bit.
Where did Providence get $2 million to give to Miles Byrd?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. If he got that kind of money, you can understand him not being able to turn it down. And I'm sure if he got that money this year, he was somewhere in the ballpark last year and he turned it down. So, you can tempt fate a couple times, but you never know if you're gonna get that kind of money ever again.
There were some stories I read that said he was basically has been considered really one of the number one guys in the entire portal. I mean, people are really enamored with Miles Byrd. I think, we're enamored with him to a certain extent. I think the 30% shooting from the arc is not, superstar type stuff. But Miles does a lot of amazing things on the floor. And I said it yesterday. To me, as an Aztec fan, I guess I'm sour a little, but I also understand, the landscape. And Miles Byrd, to me, has been a legit contributor for 4 years to the San Diego State basketball program. I don't think we can and should ask him for more. He has the ability to go out and make this kind of money. Why should I keep him from being able to do it the same way that old Lamont Butler went to Kentucky? I was sour about that, but I got it. I understood it. And when he came back, everybody stood and applauded him, just like they probably will for Miles Byrd. So
I'll say this about Miles, and you mentioned him being the number one guy. The 30% shooting is real, but that's about what Kawhi shot from 3-point. I don't even know if Kawhi shot 30%.
No, you're right, Tony. No kidding.
And you look at Bird's size. I mean, I'm sure there are schools thinking to themselves, "Oh, we can develop this kid. We can help him do whatever." And I'm sure that's kind of probably what he heard while he was in the portal. But yeah, man, this is something we're gonna all have to get used to. I don't think it's unique to this school. I think it's happening everywhere, and I think it's gonna continue to happen. Even the classes coming in will be dealing with the same thing.
I was blown away when I read the other day that 50% of all eligible Division I players are in the portal. 50.
Do you know that when the portal closes, there'll still be over 1,000 kids in that portal that don't get a home?
It's like a dog. It's like a dog.
Well, Scraby, there's a website you can go to adopt some of these players if you'd like.
I'm just saying that's kind of the reality. Everybody hops in, and then we all kind of think, "Oh, everybody finds a home." No, there would be plenty of kids that they hop in that portal. This will be the last time they ever.
We won't hear from them again. Yeah, right. No, you're right. And I just caution so many of them that the grass is not always greener. As a matter of fact, I think it's hardly ever greener. A lot of times you have it really good where you have it. You just don't know it.
You don't know it.
And this is why these kids are so antsy to get into that portal. But I'm going to wish Miles Byrd well. He's now in the same league as UConn, so I know I'll be rooting for him at least twice a year. And, wish him the best over there. And I know the Aztecs will end up getting their guys. But, Tony, we're living on borrowed time. You and I know this. I don't like to say it out loud because I don't want it to come true. But even though we're going to try this Pac-12 thing now and, whatever, I just don't know how much longer San Diego State gets to play in the same world as Ohio State and Kentucky and, North Carolina and Duke. I mean, the money that these schools have we can't. I don't know how long we're supposed to try to keep up with it.
You know what it is, Scrape? It's your favorite word needs to happen.
What's that?
Your favorut people. Private equity needs to slide.
Gosh.
Slide on into San Diego State.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I'm saying. They doing it.
I don't
they
want
doing
some
it
guy,
all over the country.
They are. I think in private, I was going to try to make an exception for this, but I do think in college and private equity, you're really just giving money, right? You're not.
Yes, basically. I mean, what is the real?
You're not really making money off of these players. You're making money off of the program, I would assume, but you're not making money off the players. It's different in professional sports. All of that money is funneled into one bigger business.
Listen to this guy.
Don't get me started. There was a Scraby show one night where I lost my mind about the whole private equity thing. Because the Red Sox,
that could be a quick fix for a college, especially a one like San Diego State that's not incredibly small, but also not like the big dog.
I get it. I mean, hey, you have to do what you got to do to stay alive. What did who was it? Ryan Day that says you either adapt or die, and so we choose to adapt. I mean, you got to adapt. Right,
easy for Ryan Day to say.
I know, man. Ohio
State. Like one of the biggest budgets in football. Come
on, Ryan.
Good point. All right, let's slide away. I have to get on down and listen to the skipper and see what he has to say about tonight's action. I will leave you guys with these two gentlemen, Matthew and Christopher. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
From the 855.
And Chris continues. Scraby and I, out of the corner of our eye, are watching the Masters. We both said Chase, is it Chase Young? Cameron Young on a hot streak, going for 5 birdies in a row on 16. We both looked at his putt and we said, you and I'd miss it, but he could make this and he should make this.
Yeah, that's a makeable
for
putt.
A pro.
Yeah, it was maybe
and then
15 feet.
It did one of my putts. It went right at the hole, and then just as it got to the hole, it said, nah, and it just slid over to the left.
You need to hit the gym and power
How does
up
the
a little
ball
bit more.
know to do that?
Because you didn't hit it hard enough.
The ball's going.
It said it can't go back to my home unless you hit me hard enough.
And then if I hit it hard enough, it goes, woo!
It goes way over there, yeah.
So, thus the problem.
Now, Rory McIlroy is like 5 feet. Or
no, Rory's
3
on.
feet.
He's
he
on
should make this.
He's on an absolute heater. If he knocks this in, he'll be 10 under par, Scrabe. I mean, that's insane. He was 6 under par just about an hour ago. So, I think 4 straight birdies for him right now. And he's got a 4-shot lead, or 4 out of 5 birdies. He's got a 4-shot lead. McIlroy's looking like a repeat winner. Either that or he chokes over the weekend.
I mean, that is drama.
I'll be rooting for.
I know what you'll be
rooting for. Yeah. It'll be a great storyline to talk about on Monday.
I'll take something to talk about.
Especially if Koepka can catch him. Real quick, don't forget we're going to give away tickets. Padres Mariners game next Wednesday. That is ahead on this show. But right now, time for some Daily Gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. Stick around for the Big Five around 4:40 because we're going to be talking about Ichiro Suzuki's statue unveiling and what happened during his statue unveiling.
It was pretty funny.
He loved.
It was pretty funny. And I guess the Mariners have some people are tweeting out some very funny responses to what happened to Ichiro's statue unveiling today. Well, we should we'll talk more about it. But basically, when they pulled off the covering, the bat that he was holding broke.
Just broke.
His statue bat broke. Ken Griffey Jr. put his hands over his head like, what the hell is this?
Ichiro was like, look at that. That's funny.
Ichiro thought it was funny. Somebody just tweeted out a shot of the giveaway item they're giving away at the Mariner game tonight, which is a mini replica of the statue, except for the picture had the bat broken in half.
You have to. They couldn't be able to do
that.
They
couldn't actually do that fast. But
all right.
By the way, thank you to the Padres. My Manny Hot Corner bobblehead is in place of distinction at home.
Where's mine?
When am I supposed to get you one? I mean, they only give you one. They only give you one, so my choice is keep it for me or give it to you.
Yeah.
And I chose keep it for me.
All right. Last night we made some bets. Padres -1.5 against the Rocks. We went Padres. Padres end up winning 7-3 thanks to Xander Bogaerts.
Xander won it for us.
Win the bet.
But he lost the over-under for us.
He also backdoored the over on the 7.5 total runs in the game. We both went under.
If you bet under in that game and like you had a heavy wager on under, you won by a mile.
Yep.
Until the moment that Xander swung that bat, and then you lost. It was like
never expected it.
Right. They were under 7.5 runs. They were never going to get over 7.5 runs.
True.
That's why you bet responsibly, as we say.
Who pitched more innings between McClain or Rodriguez? The Mets and the D-backs. Nolan McClain went 6 1/3. Rodriguez went 6. So Chris wins this bet. He chose McClain to go more innings.
You went Rodriguez.
I did.
All right.
Who had more strikeouts, Randy Vasquez or Seth Lugo? We both went Randy. Randy had 8. Lugo had 4. So
here's the thing with Vasquez. No walks. Again. Like, who is this guy? And what has he done with the real Randy Vasquez?
For some reason, over the offseason, he realized that if I work at this thing, and not saying he didn't work before, but if I really, really work at this thing, I could be really, really good.
Yeah, he's got. You're right, Scrabe. He's got the God-given ability, which I think he took for granted until last year when he, was scuffling.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden he's just using that ability and he's refined it.
And he's using Yu Darvish as a mentor, which is great.
Not hurting.
So. All right, the Warriors -2.5 last night against the Lakers. You went Warriors, I went Lakers. Lakers win 119.
Surprised by this one. Lakers without any players.
Yeah, we'll get to what LeBron did in a second. Over under 248 total points in that game. Both of us went over. Both of us were wrong. It was 222. Who had more points last night? Jason Tatum or Jalen Brunson? Tatum -1 on the spread. You went Brunson. I went Tatum. Tatum had 24, but with the spread, he only had 23. Brunson, 25. You win that one. Finally,
that was a close one.
LeBron James over under 45.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. LeBron James. You went under. I went under. He was under, but it was very close. 26, 8, and 11 for a total of 45. So he was under, but we barely squeaked out with the win.
45.5, and he got the 45.
Yeah,
those odds makers know what they're doing.
They
All right,
really
we're both. I have us both at 8 and 6, Grabe. So showdown today for the weekly title. Rockies Padres will try 8 runs tonight. 7.5 was the number last night. They were so going to be under, and they ended up over. What do you got tonight, Scrabe?
8 runs. I know Walker Buehler's starting for the Padres. Who we got on the rocks?
We got Mr. Sugano.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I did know that, actually. Yeah. I'm going to go over tonight.
Over. It was over last night. It just by all rights deserves to be under. I think the Padres are going to win 7-0 tonight. I think Buehler's going to just shut them down.
All right.
Dodgers 1.5 over Texas tonight up at Dodger Stadium. Give you a pitching matchup that may enter into your thinking here.
Probably not.
Yeah, I know. You're going to root for Texas no matter what. I mean, Kumar Rocker for the Rangers. Mr. Glasnow. I'll take the Rangers. Of course, I'll take the Rangers. They're in first place, I believe, the Rangers, early on.
I'd rather this be Mackenzie Gore because he's having a good season
he's
so
off
far.
To a really good start. You're right.
I'm going to go Rangers, too.
Rangers. Padres are only 2.5 out of first place with 149 to play. Walker Buehler, this is an interesting one. We got hits plus runs plus walks.
Hits plus runs plus walks.
Okay, so how many hits do you give up? How many walks do you give up? And how many earned runs do you give up?
Okay.
Those are your 3 categories. You add those up, and now we have Walker Buehler -1 against Mr. Sugano of the Rockies tonight. It's Tomoyuki Sugano. I want to get his name in there. This is a tough one. You're first, actually.
All right, I'm going to say he gives up 4 hits.
Who, Buehler?
Yeah. 4 hits, 3 walks, that's 7. 2 runs, that's 9. -1 is 8.
Okay, what about Sugano? And add it all up again?
No. I'm just going to go with Buehler.
I'm going to go with Buehler, too. There's 2 reasons I'm going with Buehler. I think he's going to pitch well, but I also think he's going to pitch less. I think like after 5 innings, he'll be out. Sugano may go into the 6th and give up a couple more hits and walks. So I'm going to go Buehler here for that reason. Okay. Who gets more strikeouts tonight? The fireballing Chase Burns of the Reds.
Yes.
He's throwing heat.
Yes, he is.
He's going against the Angels tonight. Or Chris Paddock pitching at Detroit. Paddock +4.
+4. Man, that's
I know we're trying to help
spread
Paddock out here. I'm still taking Chase Burns because Paddock's got to prove he can get people out. He's not been doing well. He's with the Marlins now. Paddock has not ever returned to Paddock form.
Let me see what the sheriff's been up to. The deputy, I think
not
some
great.
people call him.
Yeah, I don't know. You may have to be. Can you go lower than that? What was Barney Fife?
The trainee.
I mean, Chris Paddock. I love Chris Paddock, but sheriff, deputy. It's just going the wrong direction for him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He went 4 2/3. You know what? I'm gonna go Paddock.
Take Paddock.
Yeah, I'll try Paddock.
You got it. Denver 11.5 over OKC tonight. Now this is an NBA game, and you say to yourself, "How in the world can OKC be underdog by 11.5? They're the best team in the league." Because they're going to load manage everybody because they've already clinched their playoff spot. Duh.
The
The NBA's got problems, man. Like 80% of their games are just not even on the up and up. You know, I know you say the fans don't like the NBA out there. I think they do, but they don't like what they're seeing now. And I think there's a lot of anger about the NBA, and I think we need to, bring it out so that, somehow the league gets the message. The league is...
I don't think they're going to listen to us.
Well, they better listen to somebody.
They have to start listening to someone. I'll agree with that.
I'm going to take Denver. I mean, you got OKC. No, I'll take OKC. They're still got pride. 11.5's a lot. Denver's won 10 in a row, by the way.
I'll go Denver.
One more, LaMelo Ball. Remember him?
Yes, I do.
One thing you don't probably know is that the Charlotte Hornets have had as good a second half as almost any season in a team in the East.
You're right.
Charlotte Hornets led by LaMelo Ball. Tonight they're taking on Detroit. LaMelo's 3-point favorite scoring points over Cade Cunningham. Cunningham's awfully good as well.
He's getting 3 points.
He gets 3, yeah.
I'm going Cade Cunningham.
I think I got to go with Mr. C' Ham. Don't feel like writing it all out. All right. Did you get the Kings victory last night?
Oh, you know what?
I don't think you didn't get that in there. The Kings beat Vancouver last night.
They had to, right?
And they did. So we both, I think, won that one.
What was the score? Because I know the Kings were favored by 1.5. Okay,
4-1. They beat the spread. So right now the Kings are in the final playoff spot in the West. We hope they'll stay there. All right, we need a break. When we come back, Friar Friday. Tony and I spent some time with Gavin Sheets today. If you haven't heard Gavin interviewed, this isn't a stretch to say. He's just one of the really more personable guys, I think, on this roster. And, fun to visit with him. Talk about some of his exploits last night. He had an interesting 8th inning. If you don't remember it, he got 3 straight fly balls and then got hit while standing on the on-deck circle with a foul ball.
He did.
All in one inning.
I was really hoping, since you're going to hear it, I was really hoping he was going to lay out on the wall like he did that one time, like where he just was making fun of it and walked up to the wall.
He didn't quite go back. He didn't go quite far enough to do that.
But Jackson's reaction was great because he was like so happy for him.
That was a hell of a catch. He could have done something funny on the on-deck circle, but he thought quickly about collapsing down. But anyway, he's a fun guy. He's coming up after a quick timeout on 97.3 The Fan.
From the first pitch.
All right, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. 3:37 is the time. Tony will be with us a little later for the Big Five. He's also coming up here in our visit with Gavin Sheets. Sat down with him a little earlier today. You'll hear that in our Friar Friday interview. I got to be honest. I mean, look, it's not when I'm wrong, but I'm just not happy about what's happening at the Masters right now. However, greatness is still greatness, and we're seeing some of it at the moment, Scraby. It's not from a guy I want to see it from, but Rory McIlroy is making a mockery of what's going on here.
He is.
And what he just did on the 17th hole, chipping in from, I don't know, 120 feet, or, it wasn't that far.
Yeah, it was probably 50 yards, I would say.
50 yards. Well, that's 150 feet.
Yeah, it's more than that.
It was more than that. Okay. But it was the chip.
Actually, I can tell you. Let me go.
You can look it up somewhere. Yeah. But he had to chip this ball. And if you're, a golfer, you know where we're at here. He's wide of the green. He chips it, and it has to roll up a hill. And
it's got a false front is what they call it.
Okay. So it's got to go up a hill, over the hill, and then down to get to the hole. And you and I all know that we would chip it, and it would go up the hill, and then it would turn and it would roll back to us. Mm-hmm. Or if we hit it hard enough, it would roll over the hill and then go downhill and go by the hole by like 25 feet.
It would.
Not his shot, man. It went right in. I don't know how he does it.
It's almost like he hit a putt. It was
like so easy for him.
It was.
He's birdied 5 of the last 6 holes right now, and he is just, like I said, he's making a mockery of it. He's 11 under par. The next closest is your guy, Patrick Reed, or not your guy, but you, Scraby. Patrick Reed and Sam Burns are 6 under, so they're 5 off the lead. If you're wondering about Scotty Scheffler, he's even par. I don't know that Scheffler will even see Rory McIlroy again this weekend.
Yeah.
But 11 under par, this is the Masters. You're not supposed, like Tiger once finished, 18 under par?
I think
that was the year he won it by 20 shots.
Yeah,
like you're
Tiger-proofing.
Right. You're not supposed to win the Masters with minus 19, 18. That's just not the way it's designed. McIlroy's going to go minus 20. If they're not careful. And so, look, I don't have to root for the guy. I can still appreciate when I'm seeing something ridiculous, and that's what I'm seeing right now, Scraby, is Rory McIlroy just going off.
You want to know what really annoys me right now? As I went right to the PGA Tour website, because PGA Tour does really good job with shot tracking.
Right.
I forgot that the Masters doesn't allow the PGA Tour to do it. So you have to go to masters.com.
We can't allow that.
And then when I go to masters.com, they don't give me the length of the shot. They just show me the shot. So they didn't know how long
it was. It was, I think you're right, though, 50 yards.
Yeah, something like that.
Of course, they have all those rules at the Masters. You have to call people patrons. You can't call them fans. You have to say final round. Can't say the 4th round.
I didn't know that one.
You have to say bunker. You can't say sand trap.
See, this stuff is cool, but it's pretentious. Like, I like when you go into Augusta, you're transported back in time. That's what they want, the feel of. But we're in 2026. We could call something a sand trap.
I am told that the broadcasters are given a list of things that they are not allowed to say.
Yes, they are. That is 100% true.
Okay, well, those are some of the things
and
right there.
I'm saying it's pretentious. I like the idea of it, but just because Augusta's doing it makes it pretentious.
Agreed.
Okay, good. Man, we're agreeing on a lot today.
Yeah, so let's stop doing that. No, it's fine. I'm trying to read a couple more of these to you while I'm thinking of it, but I didn't have it memorized because some of them are silly. They say that the fan, you're not allowed to run.
I did know that.
No music. No weapons. Well, I think that's a good rule that a lot of people ought to adopt.
Pretty standard. Pretty standard.
No weapons. Although at the Masters, back in the day, down in in Georgia, there were probably a couple of old Southerners down there going, "Come on in." We got to bring it in. You know what? There, Kirk. Can you keep the shotgun at home? Why?
Yeah, why? It's my right to bring it to Augusta.
Bringing a rifle in just in case.
Give me my pimento and cheese.
What if somebody attacks me? I got to have my rifle handy.
Well,
Anyway, the Masters continues, and Rory McIlroy is making it his own. All right, let's check some traffic. Then let's go and have today's Friar Friday interview. You'll like it. It's with Gavin Sheets.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Aller.
This traffic report is brought to you by the Caltrans Stormwater Program. Visit cleanwaterca.com. Still working on that car fire on the 94 westbound right at the 15. The right shoulder is blocked. And then someone broke down on 15 southbound right at the 8. It's blocking the carpool lane. And you have a crash south on the 805 at Palm Avenue. The right lane is blocked.
Welcome to Trash Talk. Our guest, Chip Bag. What's up, Chip?
Been on the road a lot.
That's not where you belong.
Right, because then litter gets in our waterways.
Let's change this.
Put me in the bin. That is where I belong. Visit cleanwaterca.com.
From the Caltrans Stormwater Program.
And it is Friar Friday, and that means we're fired up to talk a little baseball with the Padres. And joining us today is first baseman, and I better put / left fielder, Gavin Sheets of the Padres. And Gavin, thanks for joining us today. I'll start you with your angle, your take, which was a little different from everybody else's, of Xander's grand slam last night. Standing getting a pretty good look at that thing sail out, huh?
Yeah, that was awesome. I knew when they walked Jackson and Manny that with Xander up, I had a pretty good feeling the game was going to be over. So, obviously had the best angle in the house for that, and stayed inside of it and did more than enough in that situation for us.
Gav, you guys got off to a little bit of a slow start at home. You guys hit the road, played some really good baseball. I mean, obviously, the first 12 games were kind of like complete opposite. 6 weren't as great. The last 6 were better. Just talk about like kind of just riding the early portions of the season as you guys start to get into a groove a little bit. At what point do you start to kind of look at the at bats, how many you have, and say, all right, let's try to get into some rhythm here?
Yeah, I thought our away stand was fantastic. We battled the elements. We went out to Boston, Pittsburgh, and faced some really good pitching and some really bad weather. And could have easily been a 500 series or below 500, but we didn't let that happen and played really good baseball. And obviously, the homestand was, there's a lot going on. It's opening weekend. There's a lot going on, and it's a lot of outside stuff going on. And then you get on the road, and everybody kind of comes together. I thought it was the perfect time for that. You hang out with your teammates. Everybody comes into a room, and you kind of become a team again. Everything. There's a lot of family, a lot of friends in town for the first weekend, and then you go on the road and come together. And I thought we played really, really good baseball. So now it's time to come back here with our feet under us and really get going.
Gavin Sheets is with us here on Friar Friday. Gavin, I want to direct everybody's attention to last night's 8th inning, and I believe the first guy up for the Rockies was Freeman, and he hit a line shot over your head. You made a great catch on that. The next batter hit a sinking line drive. You had to come running in. I thought you were going to get that. I think you thought you were going to get that.
Yeah,
the next guy hit one to you as well, and you grabbed that. And then, in case everybody forgot, the inning wasn't over for you yet because you guys came to bat and Xander fouled one off your head or wherever that landed. Yeah, you were like a marked man in that 8th inning, man. Take us through that whole thing.
Yeah, that was crazy. No, obviously getting that catch in the 8th is great. I think that's brought momentum right back to us. Obviously could have been a double there, and was able to get a good read and make a big play there. Next one I thought I should have had, like you said. I came in, just missed it, but then got another one, so they kept me in it for the whole time. So yeah, and then getting on deck there and getting smoked, that was a first time experience as well. So a lot going on in that inning.
Yeah, I was like, man, he's a marked man this inning, man.
Gavin, you and I talked a little bit about some of the things you wanted to work on during spring, and one of the things you brought up was really attacking the zone and being selective about what you were trying to attack. Just talk about how you've been able to carry that from spring training into the season, despite not having necessarily the results that would indicate that you're doing that.
Yeah, the first week I thought I did a terrible job of it. I thought if we're going to be honest, I thought I did an awful job. But I think that came from just you start the season, you want to go off to a hot start, things start slow, and and then you start pressing, getting outside yourself. Obviously, you went through a little stretch of not getting that first hit, and but since getting that first hit and getting it off the shoulders and going from there, I think I've done a lot better job of that. So, it just goes back to trusting the process and not trying to force results, which obviously I did that first week when it's human nature to want to get that first hit out of the way and stop seeing zeros up there. But since those days, I feel like I've done a good job of that. I've tried to be aggressive in my zones, or even even if you chase, it's chasing in the right spots, or
Right.
Selecting a part of the plate that you want to go for. So while I might chase a little bit up or on some guys, or a little bit off or in, making sure that that's part of the game plan. If we're going to give the guy down, or we're going to give the guy off the plate, like chasing him in the right spots, and just being aggressive to certain parts of the plate, which the last games I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that.
Gavin Sheets, the son of Larry Sheets, is our guest here. I always like to give your pops a mention because Tony's not the only one who had a dad who played in the big league around here. Gavin, talk. Your transition. To us, it's a transition to first base. To you, it was kind of like coming back to a position you're more familiar with. Talk about what you've seen out there, how you feel it's going. The Pittsburgh game the other day, you start two really difficult double plays. I mean, 3-6, 3-3-6. Those are not easy plays. People know that. So I'm sure you're getting a little more and more confident as you go. Where's that at the moment?
Yeah, like you said, just more and more confident. I think the biggest thing is just getting back into the infield and getting those first step reads off the bat. That's the stuff that you can't make up time for in the off season, and with the glove drills and all that stuff. So the glove feels great and all that stuff, but just getting back to those first reads, lefty hooking the ball down the line or going up the middle or stuff like that, and just getting your feet under you and reading the bat a little bit better through the zone, and just those split second reads. That's what continuing to work on and getting better at. But overall, I'm loving being back there, and especially sharing the right side with Cronin.
Gavin, about almost 2 weeks of games played so far. ABS fully installed and kind of rolling around. What's been your thoughts on it? It's been interesting to watch week one, how everybody's strategy was, and kind of it evolving into what it is now in week two. Talk about your thoughts on ABS. What's been kind of your takeaway?
I say my biggest takeaway is I love it. I think it's been great. I think we flipped some counts. I didn't love it. I didn't love it last night with the way the guy was getting me 0-0 back to back. But no, I love the way. I think it keeps everybody on their toes. I think you get rewarded for knowing the zone. I will say I think that guys that were in AAA last year really have an advantage. You can see some younger teams like Colorado's a bunch of younger guys that really know how to use it. And I think for us that really haven't gotten to use it much, we're still a little tentative with it, but we're getting more and more acclimated to it. So. I think you can see some guys that are coming up from AAA last year that are really confident in it, and I think that's great. I think that we're all kind of getting used to it, and but overall, I think it's been great for the game.
I also get the feeling just it's watching you guys, and even the guys who challenge a call. I don't think anybody holds anything against the umpire. It's just you get the call, it's good, it's bad, you go to the next pitch, and I think everybody's pleased with all that. Real quick, Gavin, last thing for me, but the dynamic of this team, you talked about going on the first road trip, coming together a little bit. I've always felt that's a big thing for any team, just spending time all where it's just you guys. Is the dynamic pretty much the same this year? I mean, being as you got most of the bulk of the team back?
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. You get on the road trip, and especially after opening weekend, there's a ton of family and friends that come in for everybody, and so you're kind of on your own until you get to the field, and then you're just getting ready for the game. So getting on the road and being in Boston and being in Pittsburgh and getting everybody together and being together and kind of getting that clubhouse bond going again. The vibes are great here. Everybody, we got a great relationship. I think keeping the team relatively the same from last year obviously is great, and you just build off those relationships. But I thought that road trip was the perfect time.
But you can be honest, Stamon's been kind of a hard ass, hasn't he? No. How's he doing? Good. I'm sure, right? So far, so we're good.
He's been great. Yes.
All right. Hey, Gavin, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate the time. We'll see you at the ballpark. Congrats on a nice win last night, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Gav.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Gavin Sheets getting it done. And our Friar Friday interview right there. Gwynn and Chris, we got a couple minutes before the top of the hour, Scrabe. Rory McIlroy just finished up one of the hottest stretches I've ever seen anybody have at the Masters, and that means anybody. He just birdied 18 after chipping in for birdie on 17, after birdieing 16, and after birdieing 15, and a par at 14, and 3 more birdies before that. Are you serious? 7 birdies in the last 8 holes. What did he shoot on the back
golf.
9?
Let me look.
I'm sorry, not allowed to call it the back 9.
Yeah, I didn't know.
What did he shoot on the second 9?
I don't know. I have to go to masters.com to figure this one out because they don't share with anything.
I think he was 7 under.
He was 6 under on the back.
6 under.
He entered the 10th hole. After the 10th hole, he was 6 under. Now he's finished at 12 under.
12 under for the tournament. McIlroy leads by 6 shots after the second day. Like I said, I'm not rooting for him, but I can appreciate what I just saw there. That was that was off the charts golf.
That
you can't even, like, if you're Charlie Hoffman and he's listening or he's watching and he's a professional golfer who's won tour events, he'd have to sit there and go, wow.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Golfers can say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, because they might be able to say it more than us because they know how hard what he just did is.
Like,
incredible.
chipping in is difficult regardless.
There's some luck involved to it, but I mean, he's on a roll right now.
Doing it on Augusta National with the way the greens are, with the way the aprons to the greens are.
He just went 6 under par in a set, or 7 under par in an 8-hole span. That's just crazy.
Can I go back and do the countdown over again and say Rory McIlroy?
You want to be Rory McIlroy for a day? I'd like to be Rory McIlroy today.
Yeah, me too.
The way he just did what he just did. Yeah, that was something pretty special right there. If you're a sports fan, I mean, you're going to want to see Sports Center tonight, whatever it might be, and kind of relive what we just saw there. That was an impressive stretch. Padres Rockies, we've got more on that game coming up. And I believe it's time for Chris versus the fans. We also got tickets to give away to Padres Mariners Wednesday. That'll happen in the 4 o'clock hour, so stick around.
And thanks for the moment last year when you recognized that was it San Francisco that was maybe sneaking a sign and you whiffed the guy and man, you came off the mound. We all felt that, man. All of us felt that.
I got to be better at my tipping though. Hats off to them if they have it. They're doing their homework. It's part of the game, but I was happy I could get the upper hand in that moment. Sometimes
we love that.
Sometimes it doesn't turn out to be that great.
You don't always get the hammer, and when you get it, you got to use it. You got to use it.
Yeah.
Nick Pavetta joins us here, coming off a terrific 2025 season. Nick, I know Stam has not announced anything, and I know you guys are going to go out, take the ball however it goes. Mm-hmm. Is there do you care at all? Is it special to be the opening day starter?
I think it's a special thing, and I think it's a great thing. There's a lot of great pitchers that have gotten to start the opening day, and I think it's very important. It's something to be, yes, it is important, but at the end of the year or at the end of the day, what the most important thing is what's going on at the end of the year, and that we're in playoffs, that everybody's together is coming together as a group, and everybody's achieving the same goal. I think it's not, yes, it's an awesome thing, but I think the group coming together and achieving goals that we want at the end of the year is the most important thing. Talk about Game 7 of the World Series, no, day one starter, that's what I want to be. Yes, of course. Those are special things, but yes, of course, it's an honor if that happens, but if not, I still put my head down and look forward to pitch whatever game against whoever. It doesn't really matter.
Nick, thanks so much for the time. One last quick thing. You said, and I believe I'm quoting when you said there was 5 people that finished better than me last year because you were 6th in the Cy Young. First of all, they weren't better than you. They just got a few more votes than you did. But that seems to be something that is, working for you to come back and say, hey, I'm going to try to get it this time. And I think that's a good thing. Using it properly to motivate you coming back. Yeah.
I very much believe that. I think if you're going to, like I said, compare yourself to certain people, even from, the Justin Verlanders and Max Scherzers, the DeGroms, everybody, if you're going to compare yourself to those guys, you have to set your standards at a higher goal, and you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. It's easy to say, yes, I did great. And I was very proud of how I did, but trying not to get too complacent because what is it? It was 16 weeks ago, and now here we are again. And
here we go.
No one cares. Exactly. So, and like I said, I think for me, the team goal when the team's doing good, everybody else is doing good as well. That's the biggest thing. Team's doing good, everybody else is doing good, and everything else will settle in place. I think that's the more focus there. You don't focus on everything that happened, the other guys, what's going on. It's, did I go out, quality start? Did we get a win? Is everybody happy? That's cool. That makes me really happy at night.
Oh, yeah, great, Nick. Hey, thanks for last season, and here's to doing it again in 26.
Yeah,
appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate you guys. Okay.
And thanks for the moment last year when you recognized that was it San Francisco that was maybe sneaking a sign, and you whipped the guy, and man, you came off the mound. We all felt that, man. All of us felt that.
I got to be better at my tipping, though. Hats off to them if they have it. They're doing their homework. It's part of the game, but I was happy I could get the upper hand in that moment. Sometimes
we love that.
Sometimes it doesn't turn out to be that great.
You don't always get the hammer, and when you get it, you got to use it. You got to use it.
Yeah.
Nick Pavetta joins us here, coming off a terrific 2025 season. Nick, I know Stam has not announced anything, and I know you guys are going to go out, take the ball however it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there it? Do you care at all? Is it special to be the opening day starter?
I think it's a special thing, and I think it's a great thing. There's a lot of great pitchers that have gotten to start the opening day, and I think it's very important. It's something to be, yes, it is important, but at the end of the year or at the end of the day, what the most important thing is what's going on at the end of the year, and that we're in playoffs, that everybody together is coming together as a group, and everybody's achieving the same goal. I think it's not, yes, it's an awesome thing, but I think the group coming together and achieving goals that we want at the end of the year is the most important thing. Talk about Game 7 of the World Series, no, day one starter, that's what I want to be. Yes, of course. Those are special things. But, yes, of course, it's an honor if that happens. But if not, I still put my head down and look forward to pitch whatever game against whoever. It doesn't really matter.
Nick, thanks so much for the time. One last quick thing. You said, and I believe I'm quoting when you said there was 5 people that finished better than me last year because you were 6th in the Cy Young. First of all, they weren't better than you. They just got a few more votes than you did. But that seems to be something that is, working for you to come back and say, hey, I'm going to try to get it this time. And I think that's a good thing. Using it properly to motivate you coming back. Yeah.
I very much believe that. I think if you're going to, like I said, compare yourself to certain people, even from, the Justin Verlanders and Max Scherzers, the DeGroms, everybody, if you're going to compare yourself to those guys, you have to set your standards at a higher goal, and you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. It's easy to say, yes, I did great, and I was very proud of how I did, but trying not to get too complacent, because what is it? It was 16 weeks ago, and now here we are again. And
here we go.
We're getting ready.
No one cares.
Exactly. So, and like I said, I think for me, the team goal, when the team's doing good, everybody else is doing good as well. That's the biggest thing. Team's doing good, everybody else is doing good, and everything else will settle in place. I think that's the more focus there. You don't focus on everything that happened, the other guys, what's going on. It's, did I go out, quality start? Did we get a win? Is everybody happy? That's cool. That makes me really happy at night.
Oh, yeah, great, Nick. Hey, thanks for last season, and here's to doing it again in 26. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate you guys. Okay.
And thanks for the moment last year when you recognized that was it San Francisco that was maybe sneaking a sign, and you whipped the guy, and man, you came off the mound. We all felt that, man. All of us felt that.
I got to be better at my tipping, though. Hats off to them if they have it. They're doing their homework. It's part of the game, but.
Back at you here on 97.3 The Fan, 4 o'clock hour. Coming up on Padres Rocks. Once again tonight, Walker Buehler. Expecting 5 shutties from Walker tonight, Scrabe.
Okay.
Maybe get an out or 2 in the 6th. By the way.
You're really expecting that, huh?
I am.
Okay.
I think Walker Buehler's pitched okay so far. And I think tonight he's going to be able to put it together. Padres have got to be, feeling a little better after this grand slam win by Xander Bogaerts. I was thinking about it as we're going to get into Chris versus the fans, but I was thinking about it as I was walking back to the car for the second time tonight. If you missed last night, if you missed it earlier, I thought I lost my phone. I had to go back to the stadium, back to my car. It was a mess. But as I was walking to the car the second time, I thought, if the Padres lose this game, because at the time I think it was 2-1 or something, as I was going to the car, I said, if they lose this game, it's going to be another night where they don't hit. They can't score. Fernando can't do anything. Manny does nothing. Jackson does nothing. We looked up on the scoreboard in the 8th inning, Mike Winters and I, and it said Fernando Tatis, 188 batting average. Jackson Merrill, 188. Manny, 189. I'm like, wow, that's not a murderer's row. That is really not good. And I thought, man, if they don't win this game, it's going to look, similar to what we've been seeing. But the Grand Slam kind of changes everything. And hopefully they pick up a little offensive momentum here and get it rolling tonight. They are 7-6, over 500 for the first time this year. The other big story, if you're just tuned in, Rory McIlroy just had a historic, I'm going to call it what I'm supposed to, second 9 at the Masters. They do not allow you to call it the back 9.
Nope.
His second 9, he finished officially with 6 birdies in the last 7 holes. And I guess the centerpiece of that, Scraby, was the 60, 70-yard chip in he had on 17 for birdie. But what a stretch he just put together. Most of his birdie putts were no more than 2 or 3 feet. I mean, he was just approaching, and the ball was bouncing next to the pin, and then he'd tap it in.
I want to see what his proximity to hole stats are.
It wasn't very far. I don't know the number, but he was really close. Anyway, he shoots a 65 today. That's 2 shots off the course record, and he shot 30 on the second 9, which is only 1 shot off the all-time record. So we just saw something pretty historic there. McIlroy leads by 6 going into the weekend. We're going to go into Chris versus the fans right now.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
According to this tweet I'm seeing, Chris, Rory McIlroy has the largest 36-hole lead in Masters history. Did you just say that?
I didn't.
Okay.
I said he's up by 6. I didn't know that was the largest ever.
That's what this
semi-reputable.
Yeah, semi-reputable. It's called nuclear golf, so it doesn't sound reputable, but they do.
I hope they're right, because when he loses this thing on Monday, it's going to be so fun to.
He's already
pick on
collapsed in one tournament. I think it was 2010, maybe.
He is so on fire right now.
Fire.
He was 11 under last year when he won. This year, he's already 12 under after 2 rounds.
It's pretty good.
Crazy.
Pretty good.
Pretty. But, God, look at the way he walks. It just annoys me.
All right. Well, here's the prize. You will be qualified for a chance to win a pair of tickets to My Chemical Romance at Petco Park on August 30th.
Out there.
Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. The rules, you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question, or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before you get into it. Get that question for free today.
All right.
All right, let's go to our first contestant, the longest holding person, Jason. Hello, Jason.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Not great, really, Jason. I mean, I just watched my least favorite athlete in the world dominate the Masters. So,
excludes you.
Yeah, I'm kind of down and out, but
okay.
No, I'm all right. I'm joking.
Are you ready to play, Jason?
Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, he's ready. Enough of this
rigmarole.
Yeah.
What color jacket is the Masters winner's jacket?
Oh, brother.
What is green?
What is green? Very good. I like the phrasing in a question, like Jeopardy.
What is green? Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a bleep? Do you know what that's from, Chris?
Sounds like Happy Gilmore type thing.
It was Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Let's see here. What state is Luis Campusano from?
In Mexico?
No, he's from the United States, Chris.
Sorry.
I'm going to go with
Wisconsin.
He's from Wisconsin.
That would be fun.
That'd be crazy. All right. Well, I'm obviously guessing since I thought Luis Campusano wasn't even from the United States. So
he's from the U.S.
Yeah, I really am
from the U.S.
I'm totally taking a wild guess here. Wisconsin's out.
Only 48 more to go.
Doesn't look Hawaiian. I don't have time to go through every state here.
Does he look North Dakotan?
No, he doesn't look anywhere in the north.
What about South Dakota?
It's still north, South Dakota.
Give me an answer.
I don't have a good one here. Texas.
Yeah. He is from the great state of Georgia.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Really? Luis Campusano.
Right. Yes, he is. All right. You are on to the third and final question, Jason.
Here we go, Jason.
Name the top 3 golfers in regards to Masters wins, and it's not in order. So the 3 golfers who have won the most Masters, name them.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be in order.
No order.
Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Ernie Els.
Ernie Els.
Stay there, Jason.
I don't. I know this is one of those weird things. We just went through this because I've been looking at golf all day. I don't think Tiger is going to be one of these. I think it's. Well, I know Jack. I think he won 6, so I'm gonna go Jack. I'm gonna go. Well, wait a minute. No, Mickelson. No. Now I'm stupid. Ben Hogan's and Arnold Palmer. I've lost it. I don't know.
So you said Hogan, Nicklaus, and Palmer.
Yeah, I'm leaving Tiger out.
Jason, you are the winner. Stay right there.
Was Tiger in there?
Yes, he was.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Arnold Palmer.
Oh, Arnie.
Yeah, Arnie's Army.
Arnie's Army. They're the ones that have won the most Masters, huh?
Apparently
What is
so.
it, 3, 4?
I think Jack won.
Because Mickelson was in there.
Yeah,
Jack
he only won
6.
I think, did Phil only win 2?
I don't know. I'm just, I don't have it in front of me. Because if I had it in front of me, I would have got it right. Yeah, I would have got it right.
That's true.
All right, stay there, Jason. You're the Chris vs. the Fans winner today. For those of you who didn't get in on the trivia, I got some good news for you. I got trivia, some more trivia. And I'm going to give you here a question over the next minute or two. And Scraby, you'll have to clear the phones.
Sorry, I just confirmed it was Jack, Tiger, and Arnold.
Oh, you just confirmed your answer.
Jack was 6, Tiger was 5, Arnold was 4. And
Arnold.
Jimmy Demerit is number 3.
Oh, well, Jimmy D.
Yes, anyway.
That's back in the day.
Yes, it is.
All right, Jason, hang on the phone. The rest of you, Scraby, you're going to clear the phones because we're going to do our trivia. And we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Padres-Mariners game next Wednesday, April 15th. And you'll be able to layer up for cool coastal nights because the Padres are giving away next Wednesday night the Padre Puffer Vest presented by State Farm. It's limited to the first 40,000 fans in attendance, so make sure you get there as early as you can next Wednesday. Don't want you to miss out on this versatile game day piece. It's one you'll be wearing beyond the ballpark. Padres Puffer Vest next Wednesday. 2 tickets to give away to that game right now. Padres Rockies, so I'll give you a little Rockies trivia here. See how you handle this one. The Colorado Rockies in their history have not exactly led the league in having pitchers make the All-Star game. One of the few who has made it is German Marquez. He did make the All-Star game as a Rocky, but he only made one. The question today for the Padre tickets, who is the only Rockies pitcher in franchise history to be named to more than one All-Star team? The only Rockies pitcher in history to be named to more than one All-Star team.
I can't wait to guess off the air.
First person with the correct answer at 833-288-0973 will go see the Padres and the Mariners next Wednesday. Good luck to all of you. And Scraby probably, I bet he's going to erase the phones again because he's just like that, and I don't blame him.
Watch, Chris. Watch this.
Well, can you do it without? Oh, and you can keep Jason. Oh,
yeah,
good.
I can keep Jason.
I don't want to lose Jason.
No. But the question still hasn't technically
right. The
gone
question
out
hasn't
over
even
the air
gone out
yet.
over the air yet. So you got to hang up the phone. These people call in too soon.
You got to know the question. You know what? One of the biggest things that bothers me is when I go 97.3. Do you know the answer? And they go, "What was the question?"
Yeah, because they didn't even hear the question. Anyway, those tickets are coming up for grabs. And while I have a second, I'm going to remind you to listen to the show on the Odyssey app. If you do that, we're giving you and a guest a chance to go away with Weezer on their tour, the Gathering Tour. Weezer get hooked up with flights, 2-night hotel stay, pair of tickets to see them perform, plus a meet and greet with the band and a signed set list. That's a whole big bunch of stuff. It's thanks to Live Nation and Crush Music. All you have to do to enter that contest is go to the Odyssey app, download, and listen for at least an hour every day to your favorite Odyssey station. That would be us, 97.3 The Fan. And every time you listen for an hour, you get an entry automatically into this contest. Good luck to you. I'm going to see Weezer. One last thing. Thank you. I saw the ratings came out for the afternoon show. Adam Klugen for me. You and me and Tony are at the tip top of the list.
What? I wasn't notified. This is
you're
great
being
news.
notified now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank all everybody who's listening. We love doing this show. We would do it probably if no one listened. As a matter of fact, I usually think no one's listening, but evidently somebody is out there. So we really, really appreciate you and
Yes, we do.
appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
And
Thank you.
In exchange for appreciation, we're going to give you a check of traffic.
Oh, nice.
From the
And Joel Embiid taking a hospital trip. Scrape. I like Joel. Sometimes.
Yeah.
He's a really good player. Then there's times he bugs me.
He's a really good player, but he's hurt all the time.
Well, this isn't hurt. He had the emergency surgery for the old appendectomy or whatever, appendicitis.
Yes.
Knock on wood, ever nearby. I've not had this.
Me neither.
But I heard it doesn't feel great. Anybody had one out there? Appendicitis, and you have to be rushed. You got to be rushed in, right?
Yeah, apparently
it's like
so.
emergency stuff.
It's weird that you don't need your appendix,
but it still hurts to lose it.
I heard it hurts a lot when it bursts or whatever it does when it ruptures.
There's another thing that has not yet ever happened to me that I've heard hurts almost more, maybe does hurt more.
Kidney stones?
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
And you know what something that leads to kidney stones apparently? A lot of diet soda.
Yep.
And so, I'm knocking because I don't ever want to get one of those. Those sound bad.
No, I had a friend who had a kidney stone, and
it's funny that you said that because we were both thinking the same thing.
Because he said he would rather die than go through that.
Yeah, it sounds a little much.
It's dramatic, but he said it was so painful.
Yeah, no, I've heard exactly that. All right, congrats to Brandon out there. He got the answer to the trivia question. This actually was not a gimme. Baldo Jimenez got a few guesses.
That was my guess.
Unfortunately, Randy Johnson got a guess. He was never anywhere near being a pitcher for the Rockies, but we appreciate the try. The answer, though, was a reliever. That's what made this tough. Left-handed Brian Fuentes made 3 consecutive All-Star game appearances for the Rocky, or as a Rocky, in 2005, 6, and 7. So that was the answer. And Brandon will go see the Padres and the M's next week. I believe the M's still have the worst record in baseball.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I think the Tigers are right with them.
That's also surprising. It doesn't make me feel great about the opening series.
Yeah, right. The Tigers beat the Padres 2 out of 3. Since then, they've gone 2-8, and they've lost 5 in a row. In fact, the Tigers got swept 4 games by the Twins.
Twins might be the worst team in the league.
That's what I thought, but it just goes to show you. Tigers and Mariners 4-9. Red Sox are 4-8. Those are the 3 last place teams in the American League right now. So all 3 were in the playoffs last year. The last place teams in the National League, the Nats are 4-8. Cubs fell to 6-7 with a loss today, and the Gigantes are 5-8 at the bottom of the West. Padres are 2.5 off the lead. I had a couple of complaints about the game last night. So let me throw these in.
I knew it was coming at some point.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of my nature, I guess. But I also don't think I'm looking for stuff. Like, I don't go to the game saying, I want to complain about something I see tonight.
No, they've had some moments this year where you're like, what are you doing?
Well, there was a couple of things that happened last night that, I still, you win the game on a grand slam, and we've celebrated that all day and talked about how great it was. But to me, that doesn't cover up everything that happened in the game.
No.
And I still think, there's some things that are concerning to me. By the way, for the 13th consecutive game, almost impossible, the Padres leadoff hitter of the game did not reach base.
I almost expect the leadoff hitter not to reach base at this point. I'm sorry to say.
Can they make it the whole season? I mean, just never have their first batter of the game reach base? I don't think they can do that.
I don't think they can, but that would be crazy.
It would be crazy. Yeah, 13 times Cronenworth popped out to second base last night. The bullpen did a better job on the inherited runners, though, last night.
They did, yeah.
3 inherited runners. All 3 were stranded. One by Bradley Rodriguez in the 6th inning. And most importantly, David Morgan in the 11th inning came in with 2 guys on and kept that a 3-2 game. And then the Padres tied it and eventually won. David Morgan was a big hero last night for sure. So the inherited runners now, the Padres have stranded 5 this year. out of 17, which is better than where they were yesterday.
That is a lot better.
They're now up to 29%. They also won another game with 3 stolen bases, and I keep saying they got to run, even though Tony said probably correctly they're not the world's greatest speed team. But, you pull off a great double steal. Surprising.
I love the double steal.
Doing things like that. You can run when you choose the right spots. The other thing was runners in scoring position. They had another night where it just wasn't happening until Campusano's huge hit tied the game in the 11th inning, and then Bogart's grand slam was also with runners in scoring position. But other than that, they were 1 for 10, and it was another rough night in that category. But none of those are my biggest complaint of the night, and I'm hesitant to go here because I think a lot of people out there are going to go, they're not going to care for my being critical of this. But I just can't help it. This is what I feel about the game of baseball. And it's one is going to pick on Manny and one is going to pick on Fernando. And I'm picking on the 2 best players on the team, the 2 best players on the planet, the 2 most talented, this, that, and the other. But Manny Machado doesn't want to run out easy ground balls. And if you don't mind that, okay. It's not the end of the world to me either. But last night he had a simple ground ball to second base. He jogged to first. Well, guess what? The throw was low. It bounced. It got away. The first baseman had to go over and pick it up. Manny then realized, whoa, I got a chance, and scooted, and he barely made it. But he very well could have been out. That is just something I can't handle. And I know that people say, hey, what do you want him to do? Run hard and, break his, strain his hammy season like he did? Or it's a long season and we got to reserve. I don't know. I don't think I'm out of my right to ask a professional $30 million a year athlete to run as hard as they can 4 times.
I think it's actually like 35 million.
Yeah. Okay. But so if you think
furthering your point, is what
if you think I'm out of line for criticizing Manny, because he's Manny Machado, but I can't see that stuff.
Here's something that Tyler,
he should have been out just for not running, but he was lucky that it bounced far enough away and he was safe.
Here's something that I've heard you say before that Tyler's saying right now. Well, he was safe, so what?
I know. Because you're not always going to be.
I get it. I think this
I don't like it
from people.
I hear it from a lot of people, and then I hear other people say it just doesn't matter, and then I hear other people say, well, I don't want him to get hurt running. I don't know. He's a supremely gifted, superior professional athlete. Stretch. Do what you got to do to not hurt yourself when you run to first base. It bugs me. Sorry.
Until it actually costs them a game, I can't really say anything.
Okay. All right. Well,
but if it does cost them a game, you can sit here and stand up and say, I told you.
So you say you don't mind lollygagging it as long as it doesn't cost him.
I think Manny knows when he needs to kick it in gear and when he doesn't.
Right. But that one, he was wrong.
He was.
All right. That's the first one.
I think you're much more well within your right on this one.
Fernando Tatis Jr. cannot get picked off at second base in the bottom of the 8th inning with Manny Machado at the plate. It just can't happen.
Yeah.
It just can't. And, that's the ball game. Because if he scores on Manny's base hit, which is what happened, Manny got a hit, then obviously Mason Miller comes in and shuts the door. The game's over. Fernando gets picked off there. I know he's a swashbuckler. It's part of his allure. He tagged from first and went to second in the first place.
Yeah,
which was a risky.
You okay with that?
I was. It was a risk worth taking. To me, that's a risk worth taking because if you make it, you're in scoring position, and he made it. So he's in scoring position. I don't mind taking a risk where I have a reward. But getting an extra step off second base so that you can probably score on a single by Manny Machado is not smart baseball. 2 reasons. The outfield for Manny Machado is playing deep They have to because it's Manny Machado. So any base hit at an outfielder is still not going to be caught until they're way out by the track. Secondly, you're Fernando Tatis Jr. You're faster than hell. You can score without getting an extra step lead. And they picked him off, and Manny got a hit, and I thought, well, you lose this game, you deserve it. That's not smart baseball. I don't like baseball that's not smart, even if it's by my team. So those are two things I got to point out. Now, you can agree with me on either. You can disagree with me 100% on either. You can say, I love Fernando, and this is what we got to live with because he's aggressive. I like aggressive, too. I don't like unnecessary aggressive. And getting an extra step lead with Manny up is not smart. Manny's going to single you in, and you're going to score. Because the outfield is playing so deep.
With you on Fernando. Okay. I can't get there on Manny yet.
Okay. Well, you're going to get there the day that he jogs to first base and he's out.
Probably.
And you're going to get there on the day it's a fly ball to left field and they drop it and he's standing between first and second.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So I get what you're saying. I just don't. I don't know really how to criticize someone. I don't know how.
Nobody
to
likes Manny more than I do. Nobody likes Fernando more than I do. But I don't like those things, and I don't expect perfection out there. I know, but I understand. But what I do expect is intelligent decision making.
I think that's fair,
and I don't think getting picked off in the 8th inning of a 1-1 tie with your best run producer at the plate is really very good baseball.
I think that's a fair statement right there, sir.
Big Five is next. Padres won, by the way. Let's make sure we...
Oh, did they?
Yeah, let's wrap all that up. Had they lost, you'd all be madder at what happened, probably.
I would be on your side.
That's right. Coming back.
Ben and Wood.
Stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low. Right on, all the way down. Let it rain. All the way. Here we go. All the way. Oh, you idiot. Typical tandem student right there.
I tried. I wrecked your good job, buddy.
Fun, huh?
You need help with anything? Okay, I'm nervous.
Stand up, stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low.
All right, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Busy commercial break from me, Scrape. I don't know if you saw the phone ring. I got a call from the Padres. They said if I say anything more negative about Manny Machado or Fernando, they're going to withhold my paycheck this week.
Good. They received my message.
You know, the one that they give me each week to say nice things about the team.
Yeah, I told them that you were in void of your contract.
I'm in void of my shield contract.
This is good. This is good. I know that my line of communication's open.
There's honestly people who listen to the shows, not just this show, but all of our shows, who think that all of us are paid by the Padres to only say nice things.
I wouldn't be wearing the same sweatshirt every day if I was paid by the Padres.
We'd have a lot of money because we say a lot of nice things.
We do.
But
because we believe them.
I'm not going to say nice things when you get picked off second as the winning run in the 8th inning like that.
That's fair.
Let's get some traffic, and then Tony and I'll kick around all of Scraby's Big Five topics.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Aller.
This traffic report is brought to you by San Diego law firm fighting for your sexual harassment rights at SDLF.com. Jam-packed on the 805 southbound at Imperial Avenue, all because of a flipped-over car. It takes out the left lane, but northbound, you got the shoulder blocked with first responders. You spoke up and suddenly your schedule changed. Your hours got cut or the pressure got worse. That's not okay. San Diego law firm will help you fight against sexual harassment. Contact them at SDLF.com. That's SDLF.com. I'm Sue Aller with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. We have no time to waste. Let's get into it. And I think it's only fair that we talk about Xander Bogaerts to start the Big Five today because of the grand salami last night to walk it off. And I will ask this question. And I'll ask Tony first on this one. When Bogey is right at the plate, what is he doing well?
When Bogey is right at the plate, what is he doing well? I think he stays on his backside better. I think his pitch selection in the zone is better, not chasing nearly as much. I think Bogey has a tendency to get out on his front side. But I think he does when he's right. He just kind of gets to the position so gracefully, if you will, and because the ball flies off his bat when he's in good position to hit. Doesn't mean he can't get hits the other way because he does, but when he's at his best, I think that's what he does most of the time.
Chris, when Bogey is right at the plate, what is he doing well?
He's wearing his Boston Red Sox jersey very comfortably, and it fits him well.
Underneath the Padres jersey?
I couldn't come up with another answer different than Tony's, so I thought I'd kind of be a smart ass.
I liked it.
But, I mean, he certainly, you look at his career, hit better with Boston. But I mean, I'm not a hitting coach, so I mean, it's a tough one for me. But I mean, I think what Tony's right. Most hitters, they're selecting good pitches to hit, and they're letting the ball travel, as Tony likes to say. Not getting on their front foot, and using the whole field. That was fantastic. We've talked about it all day today, but that was a great moment. That's the first big moment to kick off the year, and I think that's a great, something that every team needs to kind of feel like they've jump-started their season. So. I'm glad it was him because he's taken way too much heat around here for the last few years. Not of his doing 100%. More of the reason that he's taken the heat he's taken is because of the contract he was signed to. He didn't make up the contract. That's the contract they gave him, and that's what people give him crap for. But I like to see him do well. He's been nothing but a class guy here for the Padres, and let's not forget, we shouldn't forget about people who are good to deal with and good to be around. They're in shorter supply in this day and age in professional sports.
Shorter supply. I like that.
Very well said, my friend.
Thank you.
My favorite part of the Grand Slam was Jackson admiring it from second base as it was flying over his head. That was great.
I think a lot of people got a bit of a wrenched neck on that one.
That one was way up there in the air.
That was hammered.
Yeah.
All right. Milwaukee Bucks coach Doc Rivers added fuel to the fire of the feud between ESPN's reporter Shams Charania and Bucks fans. He made an appearance, Doc Rivers, on the Run It Back NBA show on FanDuel Sports Network. And when asked about his relationship with Giannis, he said this.
We have a great relationship. Shams wrote an article that was so inaccurate that I don't have enough time to go into. He talked about a locker room thing, and I was laughing like, yeah, we had a tough locker room day. We lost to the Chicago Bulls with a 20-point lead. I showed clips the next day of guys who were screwing up. That's what happens in a locker room. The first thing I thought, where's Woj? I miss Woj so much.
Doc, don't say it.
Where's Woj?
No, we can't stand Shams. We can't stand him.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they go on. I just left that part in because then they go on for a little bit talking trash about Shams. Michelle Beadle is not a fan of literally anyone that is covering the NBA, but she's also revealed that they've treated her pretty poorly.
Yeah, they gave her the runaround. So.
All right, so Chris, you're up first on this one. Is Shams compromised?
What do you mean? Like, should I not believe this guy anymore?
Should you not believe? Is he led by the deep NBA state to deliver news?
No, I don't think so. Deep
NBA.
Yeah, I don't even know what that question was.
I thought about that on the drive down. I was like,
I feel like I'm watching.
line.
It's not a great line unless you took it from Aliens Romulus or something like that.
No, the deep state is never mind.
Yeah, hey, let me just give you the what's happening here because I've been on both sides, right? I've been in locker rooms and I've covered locker rooms, not to the extent of these guys, but I think I know what's happening. Shams Charania is probably responding to some people saying what they said. It's a tough locker room. Doc Rivers got on our ass after that game, called some people out. If you want to write a story with those quotes, which are accurate, you can make it sound like there's a bit of a rift and that some people were upset. It's by the way you present the story. So that was how he chose to go because it fit his narrative. As far as Doc Rivers is concerned, sounds to me like he's doing what any coach would do after a bad loss. And so when I read that there's a bad locker room in a story by anybody, I take it always with a grain of salt. Because unless you've actually been in a locker room or that locker room that they're writing about, there's no way to know the full context of how things work. And Tony knows way better than I do, but I guarantee you in every major league locker room, NBA locker room, women's Division II college basketball locker room, there are moments after games where one player tells another player in no uncertain terms to you know what. Doesn't necessarily mean they don't get along.
What?
I can't say
it. Catch the bleeping ball.
Yeah, you pass the bleeping ball
or
catch the ball. This is how sports. These are highly competitive, successful people. This is how they interact, and I think a lot of people write it the wrong way.
Yeah, I agree. Tony, is Shams compromised?
I don't think he's compromised. I do. This is the argument that a lot of people have. We'll just use San Diego for an example. You know, it's one thing if Kevin Acee or AJ Cassavell writes a story about what's going on. They're here almost every day.
Yeah.
And so there's a different level of understanding. I guarantee you, both of those guys or the guys that cover here have their sources, but they also can use their other judgment from them being around the locker room and being able to talk to these guys to kind of decipher, you know, how far or how to really approach that story. When you're a national guy who has a ton of sources but isn't there every day, you are reliant on the source and no personal kind of
experience
judgment, experience with a locker room. And so I don't think Shams probably reported anything inaccurate. The tone in which he set may have been inaccurate. And I don't think Doc Rivers is at fault for feeling the way he felt, because again, when you're there every day and you show up there every day, it's a little different. And you might be able to swallow a little bit of what's being said about you if it's negative, if you know that person is around all the time versus just kind of poking their head in every once in a while and then boom, hitting you with one
making
of
a
stories.
judgment.
Like if Sam Levitt says something, it's going to be well received. If Ken Rosenthal says something, it's not.
That's an exact example. Or with the whole with Ken Rosenthal, exactly. That's a great example of two guys could say very similar things, but one may, I don't want to say embellish, but may angle it in a way that comes off different than the other, and that's solely based on them not having any experience being around that team. So
there's one other thing to add to what Tony's saying that needs to be pointed out, just so everybody gets this. Kevin Acee, AJ Cassavell, Dennis Lynn, those kind of people, when they do say something critical, they also know that they have to see those same people the next day.
Right.
Shams
Keeps you in
Charania
check a little bit.
Keeps you in check, or at least it makes you be legit.
Yeah.
It makes you more legit. If you are a national writer coming in, seeing one game, one clubhouse, you can write something critical of Manny Machado. You may not see him for another 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference there. So it's something we all have to keep in mind when we're reading these stories. They're not wrong, but let's not always fall for everything hook, line, and sinker either. There are different ways of going about it. Good discussion topic.
Yes, good discussion. We need to pick it up.
Yes, I know. We've wrecked the rest of the Big Five.
Here I am to ruin the fun.
It was a good topic.
Jaguars general manager James Gladstone updated Travis Hunter's knee rehab this week and said that the second overall pick in last year's draft is going to be limited this offseason, but he's going to be expected to be fully cleared for training camp. They also said that when he's healthy enough to get back to football, his efforts are expected to be focused on the defensive side of the ball. Ian Rappaport of NFL Media reports that the team is planning for him to be a full-time cornerback and an occasional contributor on offense as a wide receiver. Tony, is this the right move?
Yes, it's the right move. And you know what? It always takes like an injury to sober a team up real quick about these, these
That's
magical ideas of him being, he's going to do 50. He's going to do them both, 50-50. No. You might as well keep him on the field more, right? Because I believe he got hurt playing offense, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Keep him on the field and keep him productive. And the only way you're going to be able to do that, I should say, the only way, the highest percentage chance of you being able to do that is to limit the amount of snaps he's on the field for and put him on D. He's a great corner. He has now a chance to be an all-pro, I think, because he's going to be able to focus solely on that side of the ball.
I saw him make some great corner plays last year. Great. Chris?
Is
this the right move?
I don't say I told you so very often, but I'm going to sing it from the rooftops this time.
I don't think we ever denied you.
No, I know exactly. I mean,
you're saying to
everybody else out there, this is what I thought would happen because of all the things Tony said, and beyond that, these NFL wide receivers are the 1% of 1% of how great they are to be able to play at this level. And in order to be that good, they have to be practicing it 24/7. And or at least all the time they're out in a field. They don't have time to go play cornerback for half the practice. So I think it's the only, made sense for him to, for them to get him concentrating on one side of the ball. And now once he becomes a great cornerback, there's nothing wrong with him running a couple of Deion Sanders patterns, out there.
Right. He can still spend 100% of his time in practice on the defensive side.
Right.
And he's a great enough athlete to then say, hey, man, go run us a deep ball. We'll throw it up to you.
Yeah. So this is how it had to turn out. Sorry to all of the people like you who drafted him in fantasy football.
It doesn't matter anymore. He's off my team now. So he did have one really great
one
game.
Good game. Okay, well,
one really great game.
Okay.
Hello, friends. What was that?
I'm crying.
Did you find out the Washington football team
Yes,
changed again?
they changed back.
Yesterday at the Masters, Scotland's Robert McIntyre did something that every single golfer has probably done in their life. But he could be facing disciplinary action at the Masters after he was caught making a middle finger gesture during a quadruple bogey. He directed the gesture toward the 15th green
I love
on Thursday. After hitting his approach into the pond, guarding the front, I will say this right now. I have done this before many times.
Not at that course.
But
you hit
anywhere.
The ball, it's up on top, and it starts rolling back, and it rolls down,
you go,
and it rolls
please
down,
no!
and it rolls down, and the next thing it's in the water. Absolutely.
But think about this disaster hole. He took a penalty drop. He then hit his next shot into the water. After another drop, he flew through the back of the green. So he quadruple bogeyed. He eventually finished the par 5 with a 9, and he had an outward 9 of 39. He was an 8 over 80.
Do you think after he missed his putt, he tried to get away and say, "Can you just put me down for a snowman?"
No.
They said, "Nope, you're going to have to putt it out, sir."
Now, Augusta National is very serious about this stuff. I haven't seen anything yet, but
I'm not surprised. Yeah,
Chris, do you think this is a punishable offense?
It absolutely 100% is not a punishable offense.
Even though he does it in front of the audience.
I don't care. This is golf, and we all understand
more competition.
We all understand what was happening in that moment. Every single one of us, except maybe a 9-year-old kid, and somebody can explain it to them.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I did read this morning. No, I'm sorry. He's not going to be fined or anything like that. But they did. This is the word. They rebuked him.
What does that mean?
they basically scolded him, you should not do that.
Oh, okay.
They're not going to give him any. They're not going to kick him out of the tournament or fine him or anything. But they've banned people for
if he ever does it again, then he gets a double secret rebuke.
Yeah, double secret rebuke. You're right.
Yeah, I just thank Robert McIntyre for doing what we all wanted to see a professional golfer do.
Hey, Scrape, how old is Robert McIntyre?
Ooh, let me look that up. He's probably in his 30s, I would assume.
He comes. Oh, this makes even more sense. He comes from the PGA or Tiger Woods video game era. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure everybody in the country who ever played that game.
Oh, he's 29.
Oh, or maybe he didn't play Tiger Woods. He might be too young at this point. But either way, that's where I would spend the most time flipping my bird at the screen after trying to hit one of those shots and then rolling all the way down.
Oh, man, I
had one the other day that just cleared a bunker and would have rolled, I think, right in, toward the hole. Somehow bounced backwards and then ended up in the bunker. And that green found out what I thought of it.
You rebuked the green?
I was rebuked, yes. There was some rebuking going on.
Number 1.
All right, the Mariners unveiled a statue for legendary Mariner Ichiro Suzuki, but it did not go according to plan. I'm going to put this up on our screen right now so people could see it. And if you are in your car, I'll explain after it's done. But here is what happened with his reveal of his statue.
Here it is.
They pull off the sheet.
Yeah.
And the bat is broken on it, everybody.
Look at Griff.
I know. Griffey's like, oh my gosh, he's got his hands over his eyes. Ichiro loves this.
He thinks it's hilarious.
He loves this. And I don't really know Ichiro, but I feel like his personality would love this.
Yeah.
So everybody's asking now, should they keep the bat, Tony? The broken bat.
Wait a minute. Keep it in the statue or
Keep it in the statue.
Oh.
No.
I'm putting on the wrong screen things. I don't know what just happened.
We're okay.
What is happening?
Everything
I
looks
don't know.
okay.
Anyway, no, they should put
Tony
a
says-
regular bat.
Yes, they should fix it. That looks crazy. This
All
dude
right.
is-
Ichiro loves it. Do you see him?
He does not love
he's
it. He
funny.
has a
Yeah,
good sense
he's
of
got a good
humor
sense
about it.
Thank you. Yeah.
But he doesn't love that. He wants his statue to look like everybody else's statue.
Ken Griffey Jr. literally covered his eyes.
He immediately was like, "Oh my god!"
He was like, he pointed. He's like, "What is that?"
That is pretty. I mean, that's funny and that's a great reaction. But in the world of statues, there's only one disaster statue that absolutely, positively must be replaced, and I don't think has been yet. And that is the one of Dwayne Wade in Miami. The worst statue of anybody ever made.
Yeah,
that was tough.
But although Dwayne Wade seemed to like it, I don't know if he's ever.
I
Yeah,
think he had to.
they got to do him a solid and redo that one. But
when you're the statue creator, do you take umbrage if someone's
You'd
like,
have-
"Hey,
you'd have to
this
not
looks
worry.
nothing like
You
him."
couldn't worry about Mr. Umbrage. You got to tell him to change that. It's just the way it goes. But Ichiro, yeah, I think he just has a good sense of humor. You got to get the bat in there.
All right, that's it for the Big Five. Great discussion today, guys. I appreciate it. When we get back, we'll set you up for Game 2 between the Rockies and the Padres, and we'll hear from Gavin Sheets on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, San Diego, it's Woodsy. You guys know I'm a baseball.
Craig Stamon joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some
Yeah,
point?
you're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first-year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them.
Right.
That'll be the hard part, but we're going to build that trust within the clubhouse, within the coaching staff. So I'm not doing it all myself. We're going to share responsibility. We're going to share the successes. I'll take the blame, and then we'll see where the dust settles. But I'll, obviously, hopefully gain a lot of experience where we get to the end of the season and we're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That we're rolling and we're humming and we got a good process going.
Now, you mentioned, kind of building off what Mike has done here the last couple of years, adding to his legacy. You obviously have your own strengths, though. Where do you see your strengths being able to be applied to this ball club and how it may be of help?
Yeah, Mike had so much experience of organizing, how to be a great baseball team. He'd been mentored by many great managers, and he'd taken a lot from those guys. And I just listened to what he had to say about that stuff, and I saw how he did it, observing and listening to how he kind of went about his business. So a lot of the things that he did, I'm going to probably keep doing the same thing. What I think I can add is maybe just I'm a little younger. I got a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
I've got some relationships within the clubhouse that are maybe a little bit different. Does that give me the avenue to push them in a little bit different way, or like sneak in there to get them to do a few things that they haven't been quite open to in the past? Maybe I don't know. We'll find out. But, I'm going to treat them, with respect and hopefully get that respect back. And we're going to try to make this team as best they can be.
Craig Stamon joins us here, Padres' new manager. And, Craig, you're clearly coming this with your eyes wide open with the situation. I heard you say partnering on multiple occasions up on the stand there. What does that look like for the fans who are listening and may not know what partnering looks like? What exactly is that?
Yeah, partnering, it's a give and a take. We have relationships with our families, our moms, our dads, our wives, our kids. It's not always my way or the highway.
Right.
There's got to be, even in this decision to become the manager, there was a lot of give and take with me and Audrey, deciding what was important to her and what we were going to miss by taking this, what was important to me, what I was going to miss in this, and then coming to a decision that works best for both of us. And I think those types of things can happen throughout the year with players, trying to get them on the field to do certain things in practice or in the game, but like partnering them in the way that's like, it's not just my decision.
Right.
We're in this together. We're accomplishing a goal together. It's not my, championship that we're going to win. It's our championship. It's the Padres championship. It's AJ's, it's John's, it's Eric's, it's Manny's, it's Toddy's.
Right.
It's all of ours together. It's Ruben's. We share that success together. I'll handle the blame, and then we'll do this together.
Last one, I'll let you get out of here. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Mike Schilt did a terrific job of really shielding his players. He always was the man taking all the arrows coming at the ball club. But you also mentioned being able to push the guys. What does that look like? Because I think oftentimes fans hear, managers take the arrows and they're under the impression that there isn't any, pushing going on the backside of that. What does that look like sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, we got great players. So, like, the amount of pushing I need to do is limited.
Right.
But we can give them new ideas on how to navigate a season. And Mike was so good at, like, handling the players and taking the arrows, like you said, in the media and throughout the season and pumping those guys up and making them.
All right, we get into the happy hour here. Marcelo, Tony Gwynn Jr., down at the ballpark. Scraby. Bill Howe Studios. We know how. Happy hour time now as we are brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pool sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Going to hear from Craig Stamon in a moment. Craig was on the morning show today with Ben and Woods, the highly paid morning show duo on this station here. Proud possessors of a brand new Padre City Connect blue pullover jersey.
Very jealous of them.
And
very jealous.
The rest of you will see them on display tonight, right? Padres are wearing them for the first time tonight.
They are.
And I did see somewhere, honestly, that the Padre reported sales at Petco Park last night twice any other night, like ever. That's how many jerseys people have already bought.
Oh, my
on
goodness.
the City Connects.
They're
nice. I do like them. I think you're going to be surprised if you don't know yet that they're pullover rather than button down, because pullovers were in the 70s, Scraby. Every team wore 70s pullover. You go back to the highlights in the 70s, every team pulled over. Nobody had buttons. But the buttons have been back since like the mid-'80s. So we're looking 40 years of buttons. So I think people will be a little surprised about the pullover aspect.
It's a little weird. I think that the uniforms are actually better than the other ones. I like these ones more because they fit with San Diego to me a little bit more. I like the old ones too.
I like the other City Connects because I own one.
Okay. I mean, I want to go buy one, but honestly,
that's my rating on that.
There's jerseys in general are just so
they're hard
expensive.
to buy. They're so expensive, and usually if you buy a player, then that player oftentimes gets traded before. I mean, you know how I have 15 jerseys in my closet, but only like 3 of them are accurate.
I mean, Tua's not accurate
Tua's
anymore.
no good.
Jalen Waddle's not good anymore.
Tannehill, long gone. I also had who's the other one? Receiver Landry, Jarvis Landry.
Oh, that's right.
All 4 of my Dolphin ones are no good anymore, and many of my others. So that's just the way it goes in the world of buying jerseys.
Yeah.
One quick thing before we get to Craig Stamon, Rory McIlroy. If you didn't see this earlier today, you were at work and you were any kind of golf fan, or if you're just a sports fan of greatness. Rory McIlroy had some kind of finish today at the Masters, something that even I could appreciate, and I wasn't rooting for him to do it, but 6 birdies over the last 7 holes. As official as I can get it, Scraby, he had a 7-foot birdie putt on 12. On both 13 and 15, which are par 5s, he basically had tap-ins after laying up and chipping right to the hole. On 16, a par 3, his drive was so close to the hole that he just tapped in there. And then on the 17th, he holed out from 30 yards on an incredible chip that went over a hill down the other side. McIlroy said he couldn't see the ball go in.
Oh, he did say that.
But he could see everyone else go crazy, so he knew it must have gone in.
That is a help when you're a pro golfer. Number one, you get people that find your ball for you. And
Right. You and I,
two,
if we would have made that shot, we wouldn't have known it until we went up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then on 18, he had a really tester from like 4 feet. And I'm joking because his approach shots were so absurd that anybody could have made the putts he made practically. He was just that precise. And he's got a 6-shot lead at the Masters, which is the largest 36-hole lead ever.
Chris is a huge fan of Rory McIlroy. So
I'm not, but I'm not a fan. You know that, but I'm a fan of what he did today.
Yeah.
That was impressive. All right, Craig Stamon earlier this morning on with Ben and Woods and their management report presented by SDCCU. It's not big bank banking. It's better. And Craig, 13 games into the tenure. Kind of a little wrap up, how things are going so far. I thought we'd hear what he had to say about this.
Every day is a new challenge for me. And, I got a lot of great support system, great guys on the coaching staff that are supporting me and trying to do it all together. It's not just all on my shoulders. It's, the Padres all together handling this. But for me personally, it's been a lot of fun. It's been something new almost every day and a new challenge every day, which is a lot of fun. And I'm learning a lot and enjoying the experience. But, the moves getting scrutinized and all that's just part of the job. So whether it's good, bad, ugly, that's just, what I have to bear. And it's, that's part of the job. So it's not that big a deal, but, obviously when things go well, you feel a lot better about it. And when things don't go so well, you always, second guess and try to figure out what may have been a better way to do it, and I think that's how we do with anything is, when things don't go well or even when they're going well, was there a better way to do it? And what is that better way? And then how can we, train for it and how can we do it better the next time? So, just constantly trying to stay in that process and not worry about the results as much.
Craig Stamon, 7-6 is now his career record as a baseball manager.
Let me ask you this. Some say that he's being too open about things. He's letting us in too much into things. Like the other day, he said he was really tired. And so he I think he was joking about doing the lineup.
Gives off the wrong image to some.
Yeah, I personally like hearing when people tell me about their struggles and what's going on in their head because it's a good thing
Seems
for me
more
to
real.
hear. Yeah, it seems more real and it makes them real.
There's part of us that want to feel like our manager is in complete,
I get it,
total control of the situation.
I get it.
Nothing surprises him. Nothing catches him off guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want to believe that. But I don't know that any manager is actually that. They may present that, but I think it's a lie. There's always things that are going to happen that you're not ready for. You can't anticipate everything. You've got 26 people you're in charge of, plus 6 or 7 managers, plus you're playing a variable, which is the other team and things they may do. I don't mind his honesty, but I understand that people are going to read into it because that's just what we do now. And I would recommend to Craig Stamon, if I saw him and he asked, to not listen to this show. Have everybody listen to it, Craig, because we need, want to keep the ratings up.
Yeah.
But he himself should come nowhere near this stuff because it's not going to be advantageous.
I've always thought about that.
For every Twitter read that somebody sends him and say, hey, this guy thinks you're doing great, there are going to be 15 that say he's terrible.
50.
Right. So I just don't see how you can gain anything from that. Stay the course, do what you do, be yourself. And I think he's been that. And, it'll work for you.
I think that there's one thing about Craig Stamon we've known over the years is he is who he presents. And so I think that this is an okay thing.
It is at 7-6. And as we know it won't be if they're 7-16.
That is true.
Everything he's saying will be, oh my God, listen to the guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. He didn't know what he was doing when he was 1-4. All of a sudden, he seems to be pretty smart.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
It is funny when I get DMs from people and they're like, can you please talk about how he needs to be fired on Monday?
Fired. Well, you'll get a couple of those if they don't win this weekend.
That is true.
I mean, I guarantee it.
We would have got some of those if they didn't win last night.
Yep.
The Artemis 2 has splashed down, Chris.
Oh, that's a happy
Everything
moment.
is okay, it seems like.
Well, good. And we could all use something that we can all get behind. We can go into all the politics of whether it was good or bad, but
going to the moon, I think this is awesome.
I know, but you got a lot of people who are against it. And that's what's happening in this world. Yeah, the money.
Oh, well, this has been in progress for a long time.
I didn't say I agree with one side or the other. I'm answering.
Hey, if we're going to colonize the moon, we better get going. Okay.
if the Dolphins are going to open against the Chiefs in 2016 or 2036 on the moon, we better get cracking.
We need to build that stadium now.
And let's make sure that the game is on the Peacock Network so I can't watch it. When we come back, our interview today with Gavin Sheets, which was a lot of fun, take you into Sammy's pregame show. Also, if we have time, I want to get Scraby's top 3 heroes from last night's win. None of the 3 can be Xander Bogaerts.
Okay.
That's coming up after traffic on Gwynn and Chris.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center.
And what is what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education, because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
Fulls.
I will take
And
one.
The winner,
spoonful of
Scrady,
this.
has a jar of a couple of my jars.
I think they both are winners if they pass this.
For
I
the
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now, this is the one that he has right now.
The 38?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Now, this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He does have a full spoonful for those listening. On that.
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right
spoon?
now. That's a full spoon.
All right.
That is a full
Down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not. He did not trickle that down the throat. He just
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in? Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby.
They both
Scraby,
did.
did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see it. I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
He's all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon, no double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't.
I
think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right,
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
it.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
no,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
What you waiting on? You let laughing at drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is back to.
College
But
boy.
this
I must tell you, Tony,
hold on.
that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
cashed
You
his
said I wouldn't
check.
be able to catch
I
it.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You
You
proved me
cashed it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I gotta
Scraby,
tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that
the
tie,
tie thing,
was
yeah, because
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my God!
he's
He's
going
taking
there.
that one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow, you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking trash now.
Well, he
I
should
haven't had a
be.
sip of milk or
He
bread.
hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
to you got a
doing
whole
this
other
to
spoon.
yourself?
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say he
By
has
the way,
one sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Woo, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam hasn't even moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's
Klug.
ridiculous because I'm.
Wow. Adam Klug is a tough
Frankie's
son of
now
a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going to
go
the
get
bed. Yeah,
assistance.
Here's what the milk do. It might Frank work predicted better. that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
Yeah,
said
you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So,
all right.
So Scraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost.
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa.
as you want at all
And
times.
the
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
The
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know. It was
I've
so
allowed
good.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I would
us
have
tell us
said
the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
want to
is
see if he can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
that's
one of
not
you
happening.
can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
Fools.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Scraby,
this.
has a jar
Yes,
of
here it is.
a couple of my jars.
I think they
products.
both are winners if they pass
Hold on one
this.
second.
I
The
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am.
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we
All
doing
right,
this?
Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He does.
for those
There's
listening.
no
on
doubt.
that.
This is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right now.
spoon?
That's a full spoon.
all right.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow.
Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby.
They
Scraby,
both did
you,
it.
did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see it.
Tasty.
I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what the
there. Competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too?
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon, no double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't.
I
Think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but. All right, Gwynn and Chris, one final segment here of happy hour action. Enter for a chance to win a trip to the night before the draft. It's in Pittsburgh, April 22nd. It's an all-star invite-only concert. Jason Aldean, John Morgan, Shane Prophet. It's just days before Jason's new album, Songs About Us, I guess is the title of it.
Okay.
That'll drop April 24th. Enter the national contest at odyssey.com/the night before. Bill Howe Studios, we know how. All right, who were the three heroes of last night's game? Scraby will tell you who they were, other than Bogarts. We know that, obvious.
Yeah.
But first, here's our visit with Friar Friday guest Gavin Sheets. And it is Friar Friday, and that means we're fired up to talk a little baseball with the Padres. And joining us today is first baseman, and I better put / left fielder, Gavin Sheets of the Padres. And Gavin, thanks for joining us today. I'll start you with your angle, your take, which was a little different from everybody else's, of Xander's grand slam last night. Standing, getting a pretty good look at that thing sail out, huh?
Yeah, that was awesome. I knew when they walked Jackson and Manny that with Xander up, I had a pretty good feeling the game was going to be over. So, obviously had the best angle in the house for that and stayed inside of it and did more than enough in that situation for us.
Gav, you guys got off to a little bit of a slow start at home. You guys hit the road, play some really good baseball. I mean, obviously, the first 12 games were kind of like complete opposite. 6 weren't as great. The last 6 were better. Just talk about like kind of just riding the early portions of the season as you guys start to get into a groove a little bit. At what point do you start to kind of look at the at bats, how many you have, and say, all right, let's try to get into some rhythm here.
Yeah, I thought our away stand was fantastic. We battled the elements. We went out to, Boston, Pittsburgh, and faced some really good pitching and some really bad weather. And could have easily been a 500 series or below 500, but we didn't let that happen and played really good baseball. And obviously, the homestand was, there's a lot going on. It's opening weekend. There's a lot going on, and it's a lot of outside stuff going on. And then you get on the road, and everybody kind of comes together. I thought it was the perfect time for that. You hang out with your teammates. Everybody comes into a room, and you kind of become a team again. Everything. There's a lot of family, a lot of friends in town for the first weekend, and then you go on the road and come together. And I thought we played really, really good baseball. So now it's time to come back here with our feet under us and really get going.
Gavin Sheets is with us here on Friar Friday. Gavin, I want to direct everybody's attention to last night's 8th inning, and I believe the first guy up for the Rockies was Freeman, and he hit a line shot over your head. You made a great catch on that. The next batter hit a sinking line drive. You had to come running in. I thought you were going to get that. I think you thought you were going to get that.
Yeah,
the next guy hit one to you as well, and you grabbed that. And then, in case everybody forgot, the inning wasn't over for you yet because you guys came to bat and Xander fouled one off your head or wherever that landed. Yeah, you were like a marked man in that 8th inning, man. Take us through that whole thing.
Yeah, that was crazy. No, obviously getting that catch in the 8th is great. I think that's brought momentum right back to us. Obviously could have been a double there, and was able to get a good read and make a big play there. Next one I thought I should have had, like you said. I came in, just missed it, but then got another one, so they kept me in it for the whole time. So yeah, and then getting on deck there and getting smoked, that was a first time experience as well. So a lot going on in that inning.
Yeah, I was like, man, he's a marked man this inning, man.
Gavin, you and I talked a little bit about some of the things you wanted to work on during spring, and one of the things you brought up was really attacking the zone and being selective about what you were trying to attack. Just talk about how you've been able to carry that from spring training into the season, despite not having necessarily the results that would indicate that you're doing that.
Yeah, the first week I thought I did a terrible job of it. I thought if we're going to be honest, I thought I did an awful job. But I think that came from just you start the season, you want to go off to a hot start, things start slow, and then you start pressing, getting outside yourself. Obviously, you went through a little stretch of not getting that first hit, and but since getting that first hit and getting it off the shoulders and going from there, I think I've done a lot better job of that. So, it just goes back to trusting the process and not trying to force results, which obviously I did that first week when it's human nature to want to get that first hit out of the way and stop seeing zeros up there. But since those days, I feel like I've done a good job of that. I've tried to be aggressive in my zones, or even even if you chase, it's chasing in the right spots or right. Selecting a part of the plate that you want to go for. So while I might chase, a little bit up or on some guys or a little bit off or in, making sure that that's part of the game plan. If we're going to give the guy down or we're going to give the guy off the plate, like chasing him in the right spots and just being aggressive to certain parts of the plate, which the last games, I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that.
Gavin Sheets, the son of Larry Sheets, is our guest here. I always like to give your pops a mention because Tony's not the only one who had a dad who played in the big leagues around here. Gavin, talk. Your transition. To us, it's a transition to first base. To you, it was kind of like coming back to a position you're more familiar with. Talk about what you've seen out there, how you feel it's going. The Pittsburgh game the other day, you start 2 really difficult double plays. I mean, 3-6, 3-3-6. Those are not easy plays. People know that. So I'm sure you're getting a little more and more confident as you go. Where's that at the moment?
Yeah, like you said, just more and more confident. I think the biggest thing is just getting back into the infield and getting those first step reads off the bat. That's the stuff that you can't make up time for in the off season and with the glove drills and all that stuff. So the glove feels great and all that stuff, but just getting back to those first reads, lefty hooking the ball down the line or going up the middle or stuff like that. And just getting your feet under you and reading the bat a little bit better through the zone. And, just those split second reads, that's what continuing to work on and getting better at. But overall, I'm loving being back there and especially sharing the right side with Cronin.
Gavin, about almost 2 weeks of games played so far. ABS fully installed and kind of rolling around. What's been your thoughts on it? It's been interesting to watch week one, how everybody's strategy was and kind of evolving into what it is now in week two. Talk about your thoughts on ABS. What's been kind of your takeaway?
I say my biggest takeaway is I love it. I think it's been great. I think we flipped some counts. I didn't love it. I didn't love it last night with the way the guy was getting me 0-0 back to back. But no, I love the way. I think it keeps everybody on their toes. I think you get rewarded for knowing the zone. I will say I think that guys that were in AAA last year really have an advantage. You can see some younger teams like Colorado's a bunch of younger guys that really know how to use it. And I think for us that really haven't gotten to use it much, we're still a little tentative with it, but we're getting more and more acclimated to it. So, I think you can see some guys that are coming up from AAA last year that are really confident in it. And I think that's great. I think that we're all kind of getting used to it. And, but overall, I think it's been great for the game.
I also get the feeling just it's watching you guys and even the guys who, challenge a call. I don't think anybody holds anything against the umpire. It's just you get the call. It's good. It's bad. You go to the next pitch. And, I think everybody's pleased with all that. Real quick, Gavin, last thing for me, but the dynamic of this team, you talked about going on the first road trip, coming together a little bit. I've always felt that's a big thing for any team, just spending time all where it's just you guys. Is the dynamic pretty much the same this year? I mean, being as you got most of the bulk of the team back?
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. You get on the road trip and especially after opening weekend, there's a ton of family and friends that come in for everybody. And so you're kind of on your own until you get to the field and then you're just getting ready for the game. So, getting on the road and being in Boston and being in Pittsburgh and getting everybody together and being together and kind of getting that clubhouse bond going again. The vibes are great here. Everybody, we got a great relationship. I think, keeping the team relatively the same from last year obviously is great. And you just build off those relationships. But I thought that road trip was the perfect time.
But you can be honest, Stamon's been kind of a hard ass, hasn't he? No. How's he doing? Good. I'm sure, right? So far, so we're good.
He's a great, yes.
All right. Hey, Gavin, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate the time. We'll see you at the ballpark. Congrats on a nice win last night, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Gav.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I don't think anybody of us, me included, was expecting the Stamons being a hard-ass question there.
He didn't know how to answer
that. I didn't really know where that one came from.
Do I even say anything? No, I'm just going to laugh.
Let that one go. 5:30, we got a couple of minutes before we send to Sam Levitt's pregame show. Chris and Scraby here. Tony's already at the ballpark. All right, so who do you have? Last night's going to be a game that we talk about. Like when you look back on the season, I think everybody's going to remember the Xander Grand Slam game.
Yep.
That's going to be one of the ones for sure. But there were more heroes than just him. So who did you have as your other top three heroes in the win last night?
I got to go with Randy Vasquez. 8 strikeouts.
Another good start. Yeah, just kept them at bay. Right, okay.
He did give up that one home run, but that's fine.
I give up one run in 6 innings.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
That.
Striking out 8, so I'm going to go with him. I'm also going to go with our guy, Gavin Sheets. If he lets some of those balls get past him, game
made a hell
different.
Of a catch there in the 8th inning for sure.
I thought the same thing last night when I was watching that. I was like, man, he is just getting peppered with the ball right now. Like every single ball's coming to him.
It did.
So if he doesn't make some of those plays, I think the game might be a little bit different.
Gavin did a nice job.
And then finally, I will go with David Morgan. Came in, got him out of trouble.
Big job by David last night. Not only, people, the 12th inning, he didn't allow a run, but the 11th inning, he came in after they'd already scored one.
Yep. And
he kept them from scoring there.
Could have easily gone the other way.
Well done by David Morgan. Yeah. The only other guy, I'm going to include 2 more guys real quick. I think Campusano has to be there. Without him, the game's over in the 11th inning. He came up and picked up Laureano. Like Laureano struck out. Game over.
But strikeout.
Right, and Campusano comes in and doubles and ties the game. The other guy, I still don't like him getting picked off second base, but Fernando got a key hit in the 10th inning to set up the tying run, and he was willing and executed a sacrifice in the 12th inning to help you win the game. Winning plays. Sometimes it's just a little bunt. Sometimes it's running the bases right.
So for all you people that think Fernando's all about himself, look to that play.
I agree. So I give Fernando a knock there, even though I knocked him on the pickoff.
You did? But that's fair.
Well, you can have good and bad in the same game. And, he did, I felt. All right, the Masters today, if you didn't see it, McIlroy, incredible, 6 of the last 7, he birdied. Make sure you see some highlights of that tonight because that's going to be a historic thing, I think, what he did today. We'll see if he goes on and blows out the tournament, which it looks like he will.
He's so good that he missed a shot by like 10 yards, and he's like extremely mad at himself.
Well, when he missed one by 30 yards, he just chipped it in.
Yep, that's true too.
So it didn't really seem to affect him very much. A couple of quick baseball notes. Sammy will probably have some of this stuff on his show, but I saw where Brent Rooker, the old Padre, is on the IL for the Athletics.
Uh-oh.
The Astros lose pitcher Christian Javier, outfielder Jake Myers. They both go IL. And the collision yesterday. Tigers Twins. Parker Meadows of the Tigers ended up with a broken arm out of that collision. Obviously going to be out for a while. If you didn't see that collision, you can find it on YouTube, but I would cringe as you watch it because it's a pretty good / bad one.
Yeah, I will say it could have been worse. So
could have, right? It was a glancing blow enough to break his arm.
But those are two large human beings.
Could have been way worse yesterday. And I guess since I have another second, I want to play Drew Goodman.
Yeah.
I know, but I want to talk.
And we got to pick. We got to hit the pick.
All right, we got to do our picks. Hit the pick. We both lost last night, so we're starting our streaks brand new. Who's going to get a hit tonight, Scraby?
I'm going to say that Manny Machado gets a hit tonight.
Gavin Sheets will come through after our interview. That's my pick. Here is how a grand slam going against you sounds. Our friend Drew Goodman last night with a very funny call, I thought, talking about how his pitcher normally throws ground balls and how it didn't happen on Xander's shot last night. We'll leave you with this. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Beozo, if I may, is the crafty righty.
Yes.
Everything's below the speed limit. But he does get some rollover ground balls. Trying to get one here. Not going to happen.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Not going to happen.